to get your information. To the spoon, to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. The children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moreover, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. To spoon. You from Vanjama, Maryland, to spoon. To spoon. If you eat kepa, congratulate my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. To spoon. Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibaba, 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 kilibaba. What I want? Yes, what you got today? School TV. Yes, what you got today? School TV. School TV. Skiddy dabado. School TV, school entertainment. Go to there. Go to there. Yes, information.
And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, charges on the beat.
To the spoon, to get your information. To the spoon, to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. The children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon.
Okay, folks, I tell you,
Know what is happening, Moreover,
it's a great way to welcome you to another edition of the program Spoon Talk. We're here tonight, live on Spoon 107.5 FM. We're on Fabric 101.1 FM, Super 95.5 FM, and of course, we're online on the different platforms. Spoon TV Live, Fabric TV Live, Super TV Live, and of course on YouTube at Spoon Talk Live. My name is Nelson Colette. Of course, we are here tonight. We encourage you to encourage a friend, to tell somebody to join us, and tell them that Liberia's biggest show, the Spoon Talk, is on the radio and online. Let me say good evening to you, James. I see Dr. Richardson has joined as well.
Yeah. Good evening, Honorable Nelson Colette, and good evening, Dr. Richardson.
James, you are... Okay.
I'm okay. Good evening. Hey, good evening.
Okay. Yeah, you're okay
You
now.
okay, Anthony? Oh,
No,
I'm here.
I'm
I'm here echoing my voice.
Hello.
yeah.
Okay,
I think it's
I think it's good now. It's good now.
okay.
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 Hmm. How are you guys doing today?
Yeah, from my end, I'm doing good, and yeah, I'm okay. I wasn't getting you guys clearly, but I think it's much better now. Everything is good from here, Dr. Richardson. Liberia
Oh,
is relatively okay.
yes, I had the opportunity to listen to the Senate hearing today. I thought it was interesting. I'm sure you guys are going to give us more bullets on it, bulletin news on it. But I thought it was interesting. Good day. How are you doing? I saw you posted that school started already. I didn't get a grades from last semester, so I still waiting.
Oh, okay. All right. I will send them to you.
Yeah, you got all
But
my
we
info.
still, the way I can do it, right? We got through with the exam. We already received our grades, but the
Hmm.
school has to uh, compile everything and send them in one.
Yeah, people like you and myself who can talk plenty, we better be doing good in school. You heard me, right?
Yeah, I heard you. Somebody saying we should edit. I don't know what they're talking about. Spoon talk.
Oh, I
February
think
20.
we edited it already from this end. It should have been the
Oh,
20th, and then I think it was a mistake. It was just the if, but we did the editing from this end
Oh,
already.
okay.
okay.
Yeah, we good. We
Okay,
good.
good.
Today we resume our second semester.
That's good. You know, I was just playing with you. I was telling you like people like you and my one of my daughter, my second daughter, she can talk, she into everybody. She let her advocate for everything. So people like you who can talk plenty, y'all better be y'all better be good. Y'all better be good in school. Now all your time, say that we can talk plenty, y'all be good in school. So y'all see everything over there.
the,
Yeah.
the whole thing out there, when you good or you're not good or everybody's gonna talk about you. So you just have to wear some kind of iron jacket that when they're talking, it be bouncing on you.
Yeah,
Very-
I don't even care for that one. But
Yeah.
for y'all who can talk plenty, like me who can be on the thing and talking plenty, we gotta make sure that we're good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's good. But I want to give you guys the opportunity to just tell us what's going on in Liberia. In terms of the news, I want to just welcome all of our viewers, everyone who's watching us today. It is your network, Liberia's network, Spoon TV, Spoon Talk, that we are here today. It's a blessing to be here. We will not take this for granted. We're gonna give you the news, the current news in the current trend in the news, and then of course we will also say hello to you. I'll go to my list and say hello to you individually. Thank you for being here. Share the show and tell a friend that we are here today. We've got a lot of issues to discuss. Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly. We okay, so the first thing is that the issue with former Chief Justice Councillor Gloria Musu Scott, the attack at her residence is something that's taking the center stage. I mean, almost all of the releases, the press conferences has either been someone condemning it, someone making some kind of statement around that. So far in the country, that's something that's taking the center stage of many of the discussions. And then another thing that's happening now is that there are concerns about security issues in the country. Some folks raising alarm on this issue of insecurity. What's happening in the country now is that following that incident, a lot of people are concerned now about security, and even uh, going back to the statement made by the president back then about the need for people to be self-security and getting CCTV cameras in their homes and so forth. yeah, so a lot of people are going back to that statement, and security issue has become a major concern in the country. So many people talking about it. So I mean, that's one of the things. And today, I'm glad that Dr. Richardson, you followed as well the appearance of the police IG today at the Liberian Senate. So there were lots of things he said, most of which I think the discussion will capture as well today. But yeah. So, but one thing is that the CDC had a press conference today, condemning that attack as well at the former Chief Justice resident. The CDC condemned that attack today. So
Can you
yeah.
guys hold on for a second? I have to take an important call. Just go ahead. James, go ahead.
Yeah. So okay, James, I think you were muted, but so far, so the police IG.
Yeah, I said continue.
Okay, so the police IG today at the appearance made it clear to the folks that contrary to what the Monrovia City Police director of police at the Monrovia City Corporation said yesterday, that he has a certificate, he's holding firearm because he has some sort of certificate for that. Well, the police IG said today that the Liberian National Police is not in the know, is not aware of whatever firearm that he has. In fact, the assigned weapon he had was taken from him about a month ago. So the police is not aware of the city police director having a firearm. And so they said they're going to go after him. And of course, they will handle it from there. And another thing is that Valley Tally has been now officially from the Liberian National Police, from the police IG today. They say he's now a person of interest. They're going to be getting him over for questioning, as well very soon, holding to the fact that he has been mentioned in some of the information coming up so far. So yeah, so those are just a few. But as I said, Dr. Richardson, what has taken the center stage of the different discussions in different quarters around the country is this issue of security. A lot of people are concerned about security issues now in the country.
Yeah, rightfully so. It is Musu Gloria's strategy today. It could have been, my sister, my brother, my cousin, somebody else's family member in Liberia. So I think it's important, whenever such an incident happens in Liberia, that we can have a great discussion about it and examine the pros and cons about it and learn from it. So I'm happy that this has highlighted some of our strengths in our security system and some of our weaknesses in the security system. So today, James has a lot of great clips here for us. I know many of you probably saw the Senate hearing. So what we're trying to do here is to have you, again, bring it to you, because when you saw it, you were watching it, you probably had some time in between to digest the information. Now you can to process the information. So we're going to be bringing the information back to you, and then look at it and reflect on what we are watching and what we're seeing to make decisions about our country, our beloved country, Liberia. So this is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be presenting the clips to you. We're going to talk about it as a group, and then we'll present the information to you. James, good day. You have anything else to add to what Nelson added?
Oh, well, so many contradictions went on today. But before I go on, I just want to answer one person who said I should publish my grade. Even when I was in Liberia, did you ever see me publishing grades? There are certain information about me that I don't just send out.
I don't
You don't see, yeah, you don't just see them out like that. To get to know my immediate families, get to know personal information that you can trace me on is very difficult. So I'm sorry, I will not publish.
You secure the money, huh?
Oh no, that one
Because
you can't go there with me. One of my very close friends will point at my immediate families. I don't just you don't even see me posting them on social media and so forth. No, I don't do it. So my one do my thing, I'll go. You come for me, let me stay, let me bear the pain of what I would do, not those who beyond me. All right. Today we saw so many things happening in Liberia, but everyone's attention was at the Liberian Senate. And what really happened there today surprised many Liberians. First, we saw the acting justice minister and the Liberian National Police chief, combating on who's right and who's wrong. You guys have been talking about this weapon issue that people are carrying weapons they are not to carry, specifically the Monrovia City Police and so on. So today, the Justice Department of Liberia confirmed that there are weapons in the street. There are weapons in the streets. People are carrying weapons in the street, but they don't know them. Yeah, the acting justice minister said yes, we can. We have seen them, but we don't know them. And the justice minister, the police chief, that is the RG. The RG said no, that's not true. Nobody get weapon in the street. We get that clip. You guys will talk about that. So that happened. That was one of the contradictions that went on today in the Liberian Senate. And, that entire hearing today surprised many people. But again, they assess you to be back next week. They will be back to continue. But one thing the RG said that got me happy a bit was our man, the accused, Tale, who was accused by Councillor Jerome Vradia, will officially be appearing at the Liberia National Police Headquarters tomorrow at 10. And we will also be there to witness his arrival and his departure. So he's expected to appear there tomorrow. And Chairman Molba Molu, that is the CDC chairman, also said what happened last night on Spoon Talk, it is not an official way that people can resign from the CDC. He believes that former Minister Fagon is still a member of the CDC. So he said if Fagon is angry, they will resolve that internally. But that is not how people can resign from the CDC. And he appreciated Fagon for all of what he's been doing over the years. And he believed that Fagon will continue to do that. Minister Fagon will continue to do that. He did not resign. And another question he was asked has to do with his so-called calling themselves COP. Back in 2022, January 26th, there was this infamous attack on students group that students who went at the United States Embassy near Monrovia to protest against the WEA's administration. They were attacked by members of this group, the CDC COP, and one of the students got tortured. Christopher Sululu,
Yeah, I remember that name.
Yeah, Christopher Sululu got tortured. He got naked and dragged before the American embassy, and he was rescued by bystanders, because even the Liberian National Police officer who was present did not rescue him. And after that event, the president came out and he made a very strong statement saying that that group is not part of his party, and they will not be part of his party, so the justice system should take its course. And since then, we are yet to really get a real result from the so-called case they've been going through. So today, the CDC chairman said that group is not a part of the party, and the party leaders said it, and they will stand by that. That it came out as a result of a question that Chokon Flammer of Spoon Network asked yesterday or day before yesterday. They released a statement saying they should close stations or radio stations or TV stations that will, come up with false information against the government, which was about the allegation that came from Councillor Jerome Vrede. So Chairman Mwelu said they are now part of their party and they stand by what the president said. The president is not in the habit of closing stations down. So that was another update that we got from them, just to make sure that anywhere we see them, we will not say, yes, they are part of the CDC and so forth. Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you. Good day. Wow, a lot to unpack. A lot of stuff happening in Liberia, a lot to unpack.
And just before you go, before the show, I think about an hour or 30 minutes before the show, I saw a press statement where the Information Ministry is inviting the Press Union of Liberia. Nelson, Charles Coffey is not the president now, right? Is what's his name?
Come again?
Who is the current president of the PUL? I know it is not Charles. It should be Daniel, right?
No. He's Charles Coffey remains the president until.
What happened to Daniel?
He's the president elect, but you know that there's some dispute.
I thought they had it. I thought they had an inauguration in Basel.
No.
Oh, okay.
Till the court issue can be resolved, Charles Coffey remains the president until everything is resolved, so until Daniel can be inaugurated and everything. Yeah.
So you see, the Zomans, they can't know about their own problem. I'm not even aware about it. Yeah, I thought Daniel already took over. So the Ministry of Information is inviting the Press Union of Liberia to a meeting, which also has to do with what they claim as misinformation, inciting public, and coming up with information. People who are residing in the United States, I know that you people. People who are residing in the United States.
In Europe? I said, in Europe.
They said that the people who can come on the radio, they be talking Baba thing there, they be talking things that can make people to get vexed. So they're calling the press union for a meeting, I think on Wednesday or so forth. So we are awaiting that meeting and the outcome. Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much. A lot of things are happening in Liberia. Nelson, anything else you'd like to add as we wait for our panelists to roll in? They're coming in. You see how they can be coming in, taking their time. Then when I say 6 o'clock, then they start getting vexed. The show starts at 3:30 and ends at 6 o'clock. My people, y'all don't get fair on me. They calling me Dr. 6 o'clock now. All kind of different. Y'all don't get fair on me. We just gotta stick to, to some kind of structure, some kind of schedule. And, with the trying times that we're having, in Liberia, we really want Nelson and to be able to be safe, to go home safely. We want the security and everybody to be able to go home at a decent time. By the time we're done the show, sometimes at 12 o'clock in Liberia, even though it's still 8 o'clock here or comfortable time here, we still got to be concerned about Nelson in Liberia. So, and all the people in the studio. So, y'all bear with me. I want y'all. It's okay. Y'all call me Dr. 6 o'clock. I'm not mad, but you see how I'm doing. We got to be concerned about other people, and then we got to keep some information for tomorrow. Like information that's part of story. Can't finish one day, so we got to keep it going. So yeah, thank you very much, Nelson, and good day for the information. Let me just welcome all of our viewers because it is you. That we come here every day. We come to give you the information. We come to break it down for you, what we know. We will present the facts to you, and then we're going to make our interpretation based on our career, based on our life experiences, based on our understanding of good governance, our understanding of rule and laws, and based on how we feel about humanity. So You can hear the information, take it in, what you like, what you don't like, throw it out. No hard feelings. This is the idea of democracy. We are supposed to exchange ideas and stick to the issues. No personal attack here. I will not condone it. If I hear it, I'm going to stop you in your track, and we're going to also ask you to give at least substantial evidence. It's hard to find substantial evidence in Liberia because the issue of fingerprinting, the issue of modern technology, DNA, it hard to come by. So got all this small circumstantial, like just evidence that you're passing around that you got to connect dots with. It's not defined, but it's things that have happened in our past. So that's what. But we will not come here and just attack personalities. We will stick to the issue, the issue relating to Liberia. So I'm going to turn my attention to welcome our guests. We want to thank you for being here, share the show. At this time, I'm not going any particular order. I don't stop at any particular order. I stop because people like Nelson and yeah, guess they can be gossiping about me. They can be saying, hey, Dr. Richardson will tell everybody hello today before the show. So I can just stop when I see the gossip, then come in here. That what can be happening in the background. So let me just tell you right now, okay? So
No, Dr. Richardson.
Momo Nelson, hello, how you doing? Jomo Jala, thank you very much for joining us. How are you doing? James Yeager, it says, hey, Spoon, hello. Mohammed Sisse said he's following from his little corner. Charles Coleman says, good job. Thank you very much. Patty S. Lawuba is following from Roberts International Airport. Makula's son is also here. He said, no 6 o'clock business today. Hey, I see trouble with this 6 o'clock business. Prince Joe Smith says, good morning, Dr. Richardson. Good day. And others, good morning to you, wherever you are. But it's in the evening time here for us, close to it, afternoon time here. Eugenia Greenwood says, hello. Tay Makraseth, he says, greeting from the UAE. Tay, thank you for joining us. I often see your name. Thank you very much. Fubi Waride is here. He's watching. Abu V. Masali is watching from Princeton, New Jersey. Welcome, Mr. Masali. Moses Colner is watching from Banga. Thank you very much. Honorable John J. Hillary Glay is watching from Buchanan. Honorable John J. Hillary Glay is watching from Buchanan. Michael Think Positive Bender says, Dr. 6 o'clock. Let me, how you doing? No worries. You can call me Dr. 6 o'clock. Morris Masali is good evening. I'm watching from Italy. Is that no? I'm watching from El Labi. I don't know. I couldn't understand. Councilor Lafayette B. Good Senior. I think that's who you are there, Councilor Good. We see you. Thank you for joining us. Robert Kennedy is watching from Minnesota. Thank you for joining us as well. Tanu Jala is watching. Thanks for being here. Moses Bono is watching from Monrovia, Liberia. Thank you for being here, Moses. Siddiqui Conan is here from the MVTC community. Siddiqui Conan, thank you. Call all of those in the MVTC community to join us. Tarvis Bashu is watching us here from Pennsylvania, USA. Tarvis, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you being here. Yasa Gedwa Woi, I believe she's watching us. Thank you, Yasa, for being here. I'd like to see when women come here and get involved. It's not easy being a woman in politics. You get a lot of things thrown at us. A lot of people are not accustomed to seeing us here, but we're here and we're here to stay. Nothing's gonna, turn us back or turn us away. Lai Fakaba Diomente is here. Says Dr. Richardson. Hi, hello to you. Annie Pei is watching from Lookentown. All of our viewers and old and new come from Lookentown. Come and join us. We appreciate you. Shiki Jackson is watching. He said, I'm skipping names. I'm just trying to keep up with the names, Shiki. That's why. Edward Kennedy is watching from Chichester, Pennsylvania. Edward, thank you for being here. Upper Chichester, he says, Pennsylvania. Gary Reed is watching from Phoenix, Arizona. Thank you for being here. Jala Segbe is here watching from Minnesota. Lots of Liberians in Minnesota. We thank you for your support here. Ronald Topa is watching from Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire. Oh, thank you for being here. Ansu Salif from Charlotte, I believe Charlotte, North Carolina. Vida Maria Wright. Hi, Vida. How are you? Nice young woman. Vida, it's good to have you here. Peterson Zando Sei is watching from Benson Street around the U.S. Embassy. Oh, I can just picture that right now. Picture the beach area. Very nice. One more. Let me do one or more. I see Nelson giving me the under eye, so I will do a few more people. F. Moore Potter watching from I-95 PA. Richard A. Wiles watching from Houston. And also Moses Kamara is watching. I'm going to stop here. I hope that my panelists will be rolling in soon. It's about 4:01. I'm waiting for them to come in. They were going to come in. They will tell me that Dr. Richardson, do not rush the show, especially my friend, Honorable Fagon, is going to tell me. But, I'm sure we're going to talk deeply about what happened today at the Senate hearing. I want to say that I'm very proud of what I saw today. I saw part of our government functioning as it should be functioning. They asked a lot of questions. Some people, were speaking in the best interest of Liberia. Some people, it was obvious that they were speaking on political party line. But I was happy. Nelson, we're hearing you, Nelson.
Not Nelson.
Yes, Nelson. That was
no, not Nelson. It came from me.
Oh, good day. Okay, we were hearing you. So it was just kind of good to see. I have to tell everyone I was really impressed with Senator Youngly. It's been she's been in the Senate for a very long time. Maybe perhaps social media wasn't as popular as it is now, but I saw her ask some really great questions. She was clear. She had her notes that she presented. She showed passion for the Liberian people. She challenged the police system. So I saw her in action today in an impressive way. I have to give her that credit today. Although we share different political views sometimes, but today she was really on point. I'd like to welcome Al Hussein Fariga. I'm not going to make the mistake. I usually call him Al Hassan, but Al Hussein Fariga. Al Hussein, thank you for joining us here. I'd also like to welcome Leo Johnson. Leo, are you still in Liberia? I don't want to give out where you are, but if that's okay.
I'm in Accra.
Okay, Leo is now in Accra. Okay, good. He's going to show us a little video of his experience in Liberia. As you know, he's contributing greatly to our country. He's building a library system, something that we need so badly. And he's taken it upon himself as a young man to give back. Leo is an example of many, many Liberians in the diaspora that are giving back in their own individual ways. So thank you so much. I'm so proud of you, Leo, and your work is very impressive. So we're going to begin today. You guys are here 4:00. I'm not waiting. Anybody who come in, they're going to join us. We have to have the discussion going. Y'all know how it is, guys. You guys are, you live in a developed country. You know how it is when you go to work. You got to get started, right? Nobody waits for you to come. James, good day. We're actually going to start by having Hassan Fariga say his piece for 2 minutes. I'm watching the clock. It's 4:05 right now. So you're going to speak to us about 2 minutes, what's on your mind. And then we're going to pass on over to Leo Johnson for another 2 minutes. So go ahead, Al. What's on your mind?
Well, there's a lot on my... Am I on? Can you hear me?
Yes. If you have anything to speak about the Senate hearing today, just go about it lightly because we're going to actually dive into that.
I didn't really listen to the hearing. I started it, and I had a client that I had to meet. So I really didn't listen to it much. I know I listened to the IG speak a little, and I went there. So along the line, I'll probably follow through. But there are so many things that are going on in the country. I also follow the Nigerian elections. I think a lot of people. I saw a couple of people that are getting heartache from the Nigerian election. Is like a prelude to what's going to happen or what could happen in Liberia. So a lot of people are paying attention to the Nigerian election.
Sorry, Hassan, I want to interrupt you there. When you say a prelude as to what happened in Liberia, I think
Not prelude. I mean, it's like
I think I know what you mean.
It gave a synopsis because we have almost similar kind of demographic, especially with those with the OB thing and the other things too. People are paying keen attention to what happened in Nigeria. I know it's a different population. They're way larger. They're almost 10 times our size. And of course, with the corruption there, it's kind of different. In Liberia, it's a very small size that we can manage. I mean, most elections in Liberia, we know the result by the end of the day. It's people think that it's easy to cheat in Liberia. It is not as easy as people think. By the end of every election cycle in Liberia, we already know who. So people are paying keen attention to that. Besides Nigeria, other countries going to be up for elections too, so pay attention to that. And then what else did I think about?
Hold on, Father God. I want to just add to what you're just saying. It's almost like the old and the new establishment kind of argument. So I think that's what I meant.
Exactly. Because this guy, since this is the youngest person since independence. I've always had the old boy club. So it's almost like what we're having. I mean, some of the guys running now. So we'll see how that goes and how the young people are going to take it.
Yes, absolutely. Okay.
Yeah, so I'll just leave it at that for now.
Thank you. Thank you for respecting the time. Leo Johnson, anything that you want to say? Just get things off your chest, get grounded a little bit. It is 4:07.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Francine, and good to see everybody. Good day, good to see you as well. Hussein, Fadiga, good to see you as well.
Yeah.
I've just been thinking as I was leaving Liberia, and I was thinking about my experience. So we had over 20 high schools on Sunday at the Painesville City Hall because this event was designed to engage the younger people and just ordinary community members. It was free of charge. And something happened. Of the 20 high schools I were visiting, we asked the question, has any one of you from these 20 high schools ever experienced or have a clue what a public library looks like? And now one person from all 20 high schools have ever experienced a public library. And it dawned on me to say, what type of generation are we educating, are we bringing up when their expectation is being set so low as to what their place is in the world? And that stuck with me. We always talk about it. I've always talked about it, but it doesn't stop you cold in your tracks like it did when you're sitting before these young people and they're literally telling you, no, I don't know, unless sometimes in the movies I have actually seen it. So that was one for me. The second one for me is for Liberians in the diaspora. We all always complain that, oh, the country dirty, the country not clean, the country this. But I was at the airport and this young woman coming from the US for a long time, having been back, drank her water from the mineral water bottle and threw the bottle right on the floor in front of me. I told her to pick it up. She turned around to give me words. I said, Manko, anything you say, you will pick up that water bottle. And then other people start to get involved. She has some choice words for me. I said, Manko, as long as you pick up the water bottle, will be okay. You will pick up the water bottle. We're not even making flour. I will not answer you. Or I say, in America, when you're drinking the water, you can throw the bottle on the ground. You can hold it in your hand to your find garbage. They get garbage inside the terminal garbage can. Pick it up. So what happens to us who say we know better? When we get to Liberia, we urinate in the street. We drink with one bottle of Guinness in our hand and drive with the other one on the steering. So how can we say then the country is dirty when those of us who know we can urinate in the street in America? We can hold alcohol and drink it, but we won't do it here. So those are the things that are on my mind, Dr. Francine, and it worries me that those of us who have experienced better are even acting worse sometimes than those who haven't.
Wow, what an experience you're sharing. That's something else. Thank you for standing your ground. Yes. Salamatu, welcome. Like those bright colors.
Hello, everybody. How you doing, Doc?
I'm doing good. What is on your mind, Salimatu? You got about 2 minutes to tell us what's on your mind. We're going to be diving into the Senate hearing today involving the tragedy that happened to Councilor Gloria Scott. So, if you want to just talk generally about other things, that'd be great.
Okay. Well, Councilor Scott, the issue with Councilor Scott and security is on my mind. I listened to part of the hearing today, and I mean, the more I listened, the more I got more upset. Every time I heard the defense or their story. And so, my heart again is with her. My heart is with a lot of Liberians who, one, cannot afford CCTV, and a lot of Liberians who just, they don't have the security and they're dependent on our Liberian National Police. The other thing that's on my mind, after Senator Johnson appeared yesterday, there was some conversation offline with friends and family who watched. And we were stuck on that question of, in the absence of a war crimes court, how do we address the victims that of the war? And personally, I don't feel that question was answered yesterday. And it is just goes to show that we continue to be a country without any accountability. And as long as we cannot hold anybody accountable, as long as we cannot recognize the victims of the war, and there are many victims of the war, as long as we cannot, address them, we will continue to go down this path. We will continue to see people murdering people. We will continue to see people having no regards for good governance in Liberia.
Yes.
So that's what's on my mind.
Yeah. And actually, go ahead, Fatika.
You know something, when you asked that question yesterday, I don't think the senator understood you. It was kind of like a hypothetical question, but one of the things I learned with Liberians, and I think it's the education system. If you want to say John is gay, say John is gay. If you start to say, I think John have some female tendency, I'm not saying I wouldn't understand English, but I know you were using I understood exactly what you were trying to say.
Yeah.
You were being direct at the same time, trying to give you a soft landing. I don't think he understood the question though.
That's true.
That's the impression I got. I don't think he understood the question.
That's true. And the interesting thing about it, I was just happy that Salimatu actually said that. She said, you did not answer my question. So the courage that she had to say, you didn't answer my question, I encouraged her.
He still didn't get what she was trying to say.
Yes. But I thought it was
more like a question, more than a question. So you didn't.
Yes. But I actually thought what was even stunning to me was he actually said that we should rely on the Liberia's justice system. Are you kidding me?
No.
With everything that's going on, I mean, yes, he mentioned, I think he gave an example of Yeke Koluba, who has won several cases in the justice system. But, the chances of actually winning a war crime situation in our justice system, as it is now, is very low. The chances is low. So it was just an interesting way how he said he reverted, which I trust our laws, but I don't trust the way how people implement our laws. And I think it's based on, a lot of relationships, let me put it that way, or what affiliations you have. That's what it is. But thank you for sticking to
and I want to add something that struck me, has always struck me, is the fact that, even though we're asking for war crimes court, we're pretty much asking people who are implicated in these crimes to solve it or to hold them accountable. We're looking up to them. So, as much as I wanted to hear him give an alternative to the war crimes court, I also wanted him to think about it from the perspective of the victims, because I do have friends who have told me stories about their parents, of them being victim of the senator's wrath.
Yeah. So let's wrap it up with and I want to welcome Honorable Fagon to the show, but let's wrap it up. So Salamata, I'm just wondering, I'm under the impression that the War Crime Court will consist of Liberians and international players as well. So that's how I think it usually works. I think that's how it worked in Sierra Leone. You know, we had that situation. So I think it would be a good check balance system if we have both the international players and players from Liberia. But if we just rely simply on, he said, relying on our Liberia justice system, I have some concerns about that. So I just wanted to mention that as well. Mr. Falcon was just kind of going over our 2 minutes comments. I will give you 1 minute for being late. Do you have you did reach out to me, and I understand why you're late, but do you have 2 minutes to discuss anything that necessarily went on in the Senate today, because that's what's going to be our topic for today. So, but anything on your mind?
Yeah, good afternoon to all. Al-Fadiga, Salamatu, Leo, and good day, including you. Hey, man, if this was school, I would just go outside, call my friend, and just say that teacher wicked. You know, because all the people on the platform, none of them know my story. But I was in a dealership when you call. All the way in another city trying to get a car key. You still look at me and say, I'll give you 1 minute because you're late.
Yeah.
Call.
No partiality. No partiality. We got to exercise what we expect to see in our country.
Well, the other one, they say 103 degrees in Liberia today. You stay wearing kosu. Why you got to be kosu 103 degrees?
You are giving on you.
Leo is a professional.
You're not Osa. You're not Osa.
But anyway, they say Leo was teaching to his session. The other one, that can look at the other one. We thought he brought money. He can't tell how to find money. Whatever he bring.
You see?
But anyways, it's good to see you guys. I'm so happy when
you wanna
when you see me in that mood, it means something's making me happy. I'm happy because the government is taking cognizance of the fact that there are intelligent Liberians sitting on a platform. They ain't costing nobody man, but they're calling it for what it is. They look at you, they beg you to save this woman's life. 3 days after that, you did not listen to them. There was an assassination on her life. The following day, they broke the news to you and say, thank you for telling us that anybody got information leading to the arrest, they should tell you. Right on spoon, they told you, said, this guy was the guy that did it. This man was the man that sent him. Since last week, Wednesday, tomorrow, make it 1 week. 1 week after the crime, you don't going to even look for the man to bring him in. But you asking the man to come on his own. It tells you, then you go right, PUL, and tell them, say, don't put in West Say now in our country. That today you don't know we are citizen. So that whole, once a Liberian, it's always Liberian crap. You can be talking to your microphone, that's also lie coming from your mouth. How are you taking us to be? We're looking at Toko, because Toko is that country that United Nations don't recognize. But we are Liberians, and we're sitting here, and you said there are people. You didn't even refer to us as Liberians. The next time I hear from his mouth that once a Liberian is always a Liberian, then he wouldn't like me, because I believe we're all Liberians on this platform. Yeah, first they used to have one Sierra Leonean here, but now they don't come. But we are all Liberians here. You can look at us and know. But to come look at us and go carry our complaint to PUL. The same PUL people, when you're ready, you can beat them like market door, jack that camera up. I pray you carry our complaint. Forgetting to know that you passed a law, the Kamara Abdullah Kamara law, that grants us press freedom and recognizes that we are fully responsible for what we say. You carry our complaint. It's okay. That other court will soon rule, and it will rule in our favor. Thank you.
Thank you. We heard you. No penalty popping from your mouth either.
No, they want part and I have fufu as Halloween.
And Lenny from Fago, all the like real talk, no penalty popping from my mouth, all kind of different things. Yeah, welcome to tea. Yeah, welcome. Welcome.
Hey, that's what happens when you play in the street. Don't stay in your house like Salamatu whole day. No, I go outside. I go on in the bazaar for ya, go to Madigo for ya when they killing cow.
Yeah. Okay. You don't put a more out today. Okay, James, good day. You ready for me? Okay. Could you please play the first clip from the Senate hearing? And what we're going to do, we're going to listen to the hearing. Audience, what we're going to do, we're going to listen to it. You're going to take notes. And then we're going to come back and reflect on what we just heard. Okay? All right. Good day. Please play.
How to deal with security for Councilor Scott?
Yeah, you can tell us.
There are no laws on the books that compel you to provide security for the former Chief Justice. But being an experienced police officer, when it was reported to you on the 11th that on 2 different dates, immediately following the 11th, on 2 different dates, attempts were made on someone who served at the highest level of the judicial branch of the government. They were reported to you on the 11th, according to you. Or reported to you on the 11th, they said it happened 2 times, just recently. And all you talked about, you responded. At what point in time you were informed, after you were informed, you respond after the crime had been committed, or you have taken the information that you heard 2 times as an alert that there was a possibility of terror, and that if you were on the scene, you have prevented it?
Okay. Honorable Presiding Member of the 54 Legislature, we were informed outside of this other rally weekend. We were informed on the 11th. When we got the information, we did a risk analysis. It was based on the risk analysis that Honorable Scott got 2 private security officers from Genesis Security Guard and brought in one of our relatives to serve as a security guard along with the 2 Genesis security guards. So, at the point in time when we advised her, she accepted the advice and did exactly what we told her to do. Is she has come again to say, don't you think, or to say, can you afford me security? I will have informed the Justice Ministry of such requests and will go and send the risk analysis. If it is possible, the risk analysis is hard, we will definitely assign officer.
Last question.
Okay. Before we go into our discussions, I would like to announce that the CEO, as we said earlier yesterday, is coming on to give us a very, very important announcement. So I don't want us to go far into discussions before he gets here. I hope Liberians, as you saw the previous tape, you listened carefully, you took down your notes. We will be discussing it after the CEO speaks. I just want him to come in here and tell us what he has to say, and then we're going to go on with our discussion. So Liberians, this is where we are. James, good day. Could you please bring the CEO in?
The CEO will be on in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
As soon as he's ready, I'll bring it on.
Okay, so then we'll begin with our discussion of the.
Let's see, I'm ready. Don't mind James. James trying to keep me in the back.
Yeah, because you're trying to. That's what my program. My agenda.
Listen, James trying to keep me in the back because I'm gonna ask him to. The CEO went at 5 o'clock, which will be 9 o'clock. But I want to say greetings to all.
But who gave you purple suit?
No, that's not a purple suit. That's a shirt.
Oh no. Okay, you need a goalkeeper jersey.
Okay. All right.
For I don't think everybody wears suit.
No, I'm in the office. It's too cold for the purple suit. How you guys? Somebody got.
I'm hearing noise. I just saw Sis TT.
Yeah, I think it's TT. We got to mute TT, then we bring her on. Right now we can bring Madam TT on. She's good. How you guys doing? Dr. Richardson, Wow, you're holding it down. We want to say thank you. We appreciate you and appreciate Abraham, your husband, for working along with you to hold down the spoon talk. We know it's not easy, but it is why it is.
Thank you.
Salamatu, like our own sister will always call you Matu. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Ravina.
Robina and her other friend in Liberia.
Charlene.
No, Robina and Charlene, the former chief of staff to Mr. Cummins. Yeah, Mariah. They say Matthew. How you doing, Sarah Matthew?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. I've been joined by the general manager for a reason. We'll come to Mr. T later. Hassan, want to say thank you very much. One of the Fadiga brother. We don't know which one on tonight, but we stay keeping our eyes open as to which one of you guys usually appear on Tuesday and you just switch it. But it's okay. No, man, you muted though.
It's a simple.
All right, but want to say we appreciate your contribution on the show through these times, and we appreciate you. James, what you say?
No, you just said something. They been appearing. The both of them been appearing on the show.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna give you the trick for these guys, right? They got something that.
Give me credit. I told you.
No, Fagon said it's true.
Don't listen to Fagon.
No. They got something that you can find out, right? Now, I want everybody, to all my fellow Liberians, we say thank you for joining us. But look at this Hussein, and go back and take a look at his brother. You said they are 100% identical. I disagree. I'm going to give you that trick, and you'll understand tomorrow who's going to appear. Maybe then they would just the message I shouldn't tell you guys. There's a little trick. The message I shouldn't tell the secret. That's why Fagon was right when they went on that dating program. You know, the girl were expecting the older brother by 30 minutes, but the younger brother went there. So that's a story for another day. Fagon, you are quite correct.
They got run away.
They got run away. Yeah, she left. She said nobody going to double down on me yet. But my man, I ain't here for that one. Y'all leave that one alone. The Honorable Eugene Lamy Fagon, the man with fire. How you doing, my brother?
That's how my last name sounds the way it sounds. Fagon. You either take fire or you take a gun, one of the two.
Wow. We want to say thank you very much from a Deputy Minister for Information, Press Relation, and everything. We want to say thank you, Fagon, for helping, contributing, keeping Dr. Richardson stronger every day and helping her to understand the Liberian colloquy and all those slang. If you're from Nuan Panton, you're from the slum, you would know exactly when they start calling you Dato, it means that you got to leave some money behind. So do not accept that Dato tattoo in Liberia. You have to pay. Leo, how's Liberia, my brother? How you doing?
It was good. It was a very good trip. I'm doing well.
Oh, are you back already? You left?
I'm in Accra.
Oh, you're on your way back. Okay.
But the people are not chasing you.
Most said someone was chasing me.
But how you go to your own country? You spend 2 days there, you leave.
Well, man, I working. I can't work.
Okay, let's see. We'll finish. We'll interview you. No problem.
Leo, we want to say thank you very much, man. Whenever you appear on the show, you give another dimension to the discussion. We appreciate you a lot. This network for everybody. This is the Spoon Network. It was created by the Liberian people, for the Liberian people, and it remains. As always, we always say, the Liberian men and women will decide. The boys and girls in every corner will decide as to when this network can be shut down. But as of now, we want to appreciate everyone. The man Mary, the man Esther, the old man Flomo, the old man Tamba, everyone. We want to appreciate you for hanging on, for keep on keeping on. Every political party, opposition, in position, We want to appreciate you. This network will never take a side. This network will remain objective, and the credibility will remain very, very balanced. To err is human, to forgive is divine. I understand what is going on. Folks are saying, well, CEO is on an indictment. At the appropriate time, I will address the indictment. But as you all know, I cannot dive into that right now because of the legal proceeding. I'm here to say to you, with everything we've been saying over the past few weeks and what you've been hearing, the board, the members of the board of the Spoon Network in Liberia, the Spoon Network, which comprises of Super FM, Super TV, Spoon FM, Spoon TV, Fabric FM, Fabric TV, and every other thing that make up the Spoon Network, have decided through the consultation of my wife that as a CEO, I will step back, I will step away from the network. I'm going to step away from the network to show its balance and credibility. This is the best thing to do. I love the program. I love to be on Spoon Talk. I love to be part of the work we all have created. But it will only be fair if I can step away while I go through the procedure, the legal proceeding. When it is all said and done, God's willing, we will be back to continue the work the people have called us to do. Spoon Network was never created because of me. It was brought about because of the Liberian people. We respect the view of the Liberian people. We believe in their decision and their direction. With God above our right to prove, we will overall prevail, and the people will hear their station. They will hear from these folks and many others that will be added on. But as of today, I here to introduce to you the general manager of the network, Madam Titi Kane. Madam Titi Kane will be stepping in after a strong consultation. She's going to take the role as the new CEO, the first female CEO of the network, a Spoon Network. I have nothing to do moving forward when it comes to the Spoon Network in Liberia. When you want consultation, when you want to talk about the Spoon Talk, when you want to talk about programs, please, you will have to go through Madam Titi Kane. She's not the general manager, but she's the new CEO of the Spoon Network. We believe in her work. We believe in her commitment. We believe in everything. She was one of the first. When we reached out to Ashford Gali, he brought in Madam Titi Kane. She been with the network from 10th Street, been that Euro building, and she continued with us. It's a hard job, especially for a female, but she has proven herself above and beyond, and she has done extremely well. So member of the board, please, to give her the honor, we have asked of her and she accepted. She will be playing the role as the new Chief Executive Officer of the Spoon Network. I know you want me to go further, but I'm going to hold my peace because I believe in the principle of the Bible. That I will always hold my peace and the Lord will fight our battle. Let's go back to the D12 son. Whatever you hear people say out there, it's up to you to believe it. I will not speak about those that have left us. We wish them well. I will pause on them. I respect the view. I respect the opinion. But I will not go further into talking about my friend and my brother, Benjamin Senvi, Timothy George, Dr. Peabody, and the one I love so much, Kev Hassan. I would never speak evil of them, and the Liberian people will decide. I here to present to you the new Chief Executive Officer, CEO of Spoon Network, Madam Titi Kane. Madam Titi.
Well, thank you very much, What are you doing? So you guys have held it down.
Feminist in chief.
The CEO.
So you should know every one of you on the panel, and first and foremost to the CEO. I'll always call you CEO, Mr. Stanton Alexander Witherspoon, and through you to your wife for the preferment, and praying that I live up to the confidence. And to all of you on the panel, I'd like to say thank you for holding it down. It was abrupt, but it has kept going. And we thank God for that also. We'd like to say thank you also to our many viewers, our followers, our friends, our haters. We love you all. We say thank you for coming each and every night. Even though you complain, you're still here. We'd like to say thank you for that. And as CEO has said, this is not the time for petty bickering. This is not the time for fighting. This platform was established for the Liberian people to have a safe space to discuss issues about Liberia that Liberians have to discuss. So it is not about him, as he said. So I will not say a lot tonight because I still have meetings to hold. I'd like to say thank you to the board for the preferment, and I will be meeting with all of you, the panelists, sometime this week. And I know this is a big shock for the workers here at Spoon FM. It was a shock for me too. So you take your share. And with that said, I'd like to say thank you, CEO, and through you to Mr. Man, to the rest of the family, and to all of you, our Spoon TV friends, Spoon FM, Fabric, Super TV. We're still the same. We will be here to serve you. Thank you.
Well, sir, thank you. Sorry, I cannot take any more question. As of 4:35:36, I'm no longer your CEO of the network, but I appreciate your work. Till we meet again, may God bless you, may God bless the network, and may God bless our republic. I will just add a little bit. We are in election season, folks. It's going to get rough. It's going to be tough. But above all, Liberia first. You'll find brothers going against brothers and sisters going against parents going against their own children. But just think, above all, Liberia first. May God bless us all and have a good night.
Okay, thank you so much, guys, and good night too. Have a good one. We're in the back.
Thank you. Thank you, Cecily. Bye-bye. Well, there you have it. I'm going to give you guys, like we're doing therapy, 30 seconds to just get grounded and air out any thoughts before we move on, before we transition. Something just happened here. The CEO announced that he was turning over his position to Madam Titi Kane. And so I just want to give you guys 30 seconds each to respond to what you just heard. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have a Father God. Go ahead. I have a list. Father God.
I'm looking at the screen, so it's just all right. So, well, I think it was a brilliant idea. I don't know. This is my first time seeing Sister Titi. She seems well ready for the position, just based on I can see that straight, and I know she would do it. But I think he did the right thing. You see, indictment is one thing, but people can use anything to make it a distraction. And one of the reasons I read it decided to come on Spoon Network was, despite whatever happened back there, Spoon Network is an integral. I've always said it. It has become an integral part of our information dissemination system. It's a vital component of our democracy now. Should we just destroy it I mean, he did something very great for that Liberians are benefiting from. And to, you know, in Liberia, we love to destroy things. It's easy to destroy things. I'm one of the person that started media way back, and I've been on it for long. I know how difficult it is to start this thing and get it to where it is. I've been there. So for people to just hear and say, go, I think, no. This thing cannot go down. You can have your differences, your disagreement with Mr. Waterspoon. This thing cannot go down. I know how difficult it is to reach to this point, and anybody, the government, everybody can benefit from it. So I think he had gotten rid of that distraction. Now nobody can say, "Oh yeah, you're with," you know. So they got nothing to say anymore. They will go through 60 right now, and it will give them more time to at least express ourselves freely, and you know. So nobody got nothing dangling over our heads.
Thank
Again,
you.
to say anything. Yeah.
Thank you, Faga. Faramatu.
Yeah, I certainly wasn't expecting that. But you know, I'd say bravo to, you know, to CEOs. I'd say bravo to the board. I again, you know, I don't know Miss TT, but she does look like she ready and able. And you know, this is what good governance look like. You know, you go up, you come down, you cuss, you do what you want to say. Usually when these things happen, when you look at other companies, when, you know, this sort of thing happen, this is what good governance is. You know, you say, hey, look, let me step back. Let me go deal with the legal issues. I think most of us, as the minister of information said, that outside the country, live in places where, you know, there are due process. So you are accused, then you have your day in court, and so be it. But if you're running a company, you know, it's you know, it's fitting. So, you know, proud that he did what he did, that he was willing to step back, because it is a difficult thing. You know, it's I'm sure, you know, he said, oh, I'm not alone, there were other people who helped, but this is his baby too. You know, this is something he started. But we will keep it going. As much as I'm able to come on, I will come on quickly. You know, Dr. Francine, I was in Liberia, I went to the marketplace, and you know, the little side store. I went in there, I let the door. So I'm sitting there talking to another guy. He said, "You want spoon, eh?" And at first I didn't want to say yes, because I was like, okay, is this a friend or enemy?
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
what that's what Fadiga was some of the integral part of Liberia's life. Yeah.
So, you know, y'all keep listening, y'all keep watching, throwing the hard questions. We won't cause nobody mind, we won't cause nobody pa. We'll just say what our mind, right? Minister Fagwa?
Thank you. Leah, actually, let me go to Leah Johnson. Fagwa, I'll let you be last year, and then I'll go. Go ahead, Fagwa. Go ahead, Johnson.
Thank you. Again, thank you, Dr. Richardson, and thanks to CEO. Like I've always said to everybody, when things happen, you know what you know. CEO has this issue that he has to deal with, and I'm glad he took the time to think about it and made a decision that I think in everybody's mind, like he said, this platform has been created. When you create something, it becomes bigger than yourself at some point. That there's people who are founders of things that would tell you at some point your own creation can become much bigger than you. And I think even the CEO realizes that what he's been able to create has become much bigger than himself. And he's not prepared to subject the Liberian. This is a platform. We've seen many other media institutions where people have come on different forms of allegations and indictments or whatever. CEO definitely is going to deal with this matter through the courts as it is. So I'm glad that CEO did not shut down this platform as a result, or realize that it's also a good sign of leadership. When you have people that you've worked with over time, that you can step away from something and it still continues to do what it's supposed to actually do. I think that's a good sign of leadership, and I'm glad. I think it was the right thing to actually do for the sake of the Liberian people and for the sake of everyone he's worked with to create this. I wish him luck, and as he goes through and deal with the situation he has to actually deal with.
Thank you, Johnson. Fagon.
Well, Mekapanum Sanum, a sound man in a sound body.
What language there?
Latin.
Oh, okay.
I want to first of all thank the former CEO for his farsightedness and for the leadership he gave this network. Yes, even though some of us were not here when we were flying to Florida, we didn't go to eat with them in Atlanta. We were not in the five-star hotel in Minnesota. I did not see when they were dividing the money in North Carolina. When they were in Royal Hotel, riding their first class, I wasn't there. But because the network provided a sanctuary and warehouse for information to our people in order to enlighten them and help them make informed decisions, the fact that he established the network for the people of my country, I will forever remain grateful. And I like to say for the record, it's easy for people to say, but anyway, people say you should do. Well, what was the timing? What was the timing? I established this thing. I'm going to leave, but I want to leave it in the hands of someone trusted. It can't be abrupt. I want to also make sure when I leave, it doesn't leave with me. It remains. I want to make sure that when I'm leaving, I put everything in place that is supposed to be in place. But Nyanton and I went to work. They got their cateau. They decided to move the man. We got to move the man now. Your money there. You're fasting inside. You are just eating and putting Francine in economic class while you are flying business class. Then today now you just want to stay in the truth. They ask the question, which one of y'all buy the fuel? Oh, yeah, bro. I got more money than you're in like, bro. You see? And me, that's why people don't like. I just tell you the truth. No, I'm feeling 30 seconds. I didn't welcome the CEO yet. Now, I want to say thank you to him. He was farsighted. Because those of us who can dig up information, we already knew where the network was going. We already knew it was 4 persons against 1. The Liberian people aren't stupid. They're smart. They saw it coming. And I will say, if President Weah was ready to take over this network as one of his subsidiaries of his buying into networks. But he was smart enough, and you heard him say, I want it to be balanced, and I want it to be for the people. Again, I will say to the CEO, you guys say C as in cow or cattle. For me, she's a lady. So it's she, EO. You know, because now when we start enjoying, then we'll put a C there. But I ride first class. The other people are riding first class. I didn't go to, I travel all over the place.
You got 2 seconds.
All right.
Thank you.
It's 6 o'clock.
Yeah, we're leaving at 6 o'clock today.
All right, let me. So, James, you got my Ben Sandy video, the short video.
Well, no, let me just say my own, okay, before you start going to what we got, what we don't have.
All right, let's leave it because today, we can go to PULT and all those kind of sweet things. Thank you so much.
You know, and
welcome to the new CEO.
Yes. I want to just, tell Stanton, thank you so much for being, again, insightful. Timing is everything in leadership. Timing is everything in life. Some people, ask why now, but at least it's happening. At least we know that he has stepped back. I just want to tell Sis Titi, thank you too. Thank you for the support that you have been providing to Stanton Witherspoon and his family. We're going to move forward. Being in this space, as a woman, we now have somebody just wrote, say, oh, the women are taking over. Small hayaka. We not.
I didn't want to talk you.
Just somebody wrote in the comments, so that's where I'm going from. It's not easy being in this space, but we are here to stay. We're strong. We're focused. You can throw everything at us, but we'll stick to the issue. And CEO has stuck to the issue. He actually studied the situation. He knew what he wanted for his institution. And this is where he is doing it at his own time. And this is where we are. We'll continue to further this institution because it is an integral part of Liberian people's life. And so here we are today. We'll continue to bring you the news to make informed decision. No bullying, no harassment, no lies, no definition of character will move me until I'm ready to go, until it's good for my family. Thank you. Yeah, we are. Thank you for sharing your views. We're going to go back now to some business concerning Liberians. Do we need to play the tape again? Did you guys lose track or do we? Okay, James Good Day, please play that video clip again.
To everybody, man.
There are no laws on the books that compel you to provide security for the former Chief Justice. But being an experienced police officer, when it was reported to you on the 11th that on 2 different dates, immediately following the 11th, on 2 different dates, attempts were made on someone who served at the highest level of the judicial branch of the government. They were reported to you on the 11th, according to you. Or reported to you on the 11th, they said it happened 2 times, just recently. And all you talked about, you responded. At what point in time you were informed, after you were informed, will you respond after the crime had been committed, or will you have taken the information that you heard 2 times as an alert that there was a possibility of a terror, and that if you were on the scene, you have prevented it?
Okay. Honorable Presiding Member of the 54th Legislature, we were informed outside of this other rally weekend. We were informed on the 11th. When we got the information, we did a risk analysis, and was based on the risk analysis that Honorable Scott got 2 private security officers from Genesis Security Guard and brought in one of our relatives to serve as a security guard along with the 2 Genesis security guards. So, at the point in time when we advised her, she accepted the advice and did exactly what we told her to do. Is she have come again to say, or don't you think, or to say, can you afford me security? I will have informed the Justice Ministry of such requests and will go and study the risk analysis. If it is possible, the risk analysis is hard, we will definitely assign officer.
Last question.
Wow. Okay. Father God, we'll start with you. Your thoughts.
The thing about this government, I hate to say this government, but it seems like incompetence has been normalized in Liberia. I think the question, how can, I don't even know what race assessment was he talking about. The lady, so I don't even know where to start, because this lady came to you say, somebody threatened me. They are trying to break in my house several times. And then you say, oh, we got to do a race assessment. Well, I understand, but I think they just blabbed all words. And I don't even think he even understood what he was saying, because if he had done a race assessment, I don't know how he had done. They probably sent people there. Or the only thing to mitigate such a situation, either increase patrol over there, that's what you see in other area, or increase the presence there. And this is one thing that I've seen done in other countries. And if you go to Senegal, you go to Guinea, you go to most of the other countries, and I don't know why we don't do it in Liberia. They have some command presence. The police have command presence. So what the police will do, you will see a contingent of police brigade, the truck parking certain area, and people know that they are there. They just station there. You go Senegal, the same thing. They're just standing up. You see them well armed. They're not menacing. They're not threatening anybody. But in crime hotspot, they are just there concrete. So if something happening across to where they know the Zogos are, they know that the police right up the street. And, so they do the crime mapping and they have this something. So you would think that this lady didn't even need to come to you 1 or twice. The fact that this lady made that statement, hey, This is a form of justice. Her life could be in danger. We have somebody assigned there 24/7. That's what you do to mitigate such a situation. But if you want to use this bureaucracy where you go test, I don't even know what he meant by that.
Okay.
Probably alone if you listen to the video again, because if it's just from that clip, I really don't know what he was going with that.
Okay, fine. You know, you often say something on this show about incompetence, and I want to explore that further. Can someone be liable for the tragedy that is happening in Liberia because of incompetence? Can our government be liable because of incompetence? I just thought about that.
I think they can, because one thing he said, which is a leeway. He said that there is no law in the books that require that we protect the form of justice. So that's where I come in. Police can set up, know the crime hotspot, know certain area, and just patrol, make do a courtesy check because of her position and knowing that she's vulnerable. But I don't know. He just want a legal way out of this thing.
Yeah.
Just by making that statement alone, he just want a legal way out.
All right. You know, later on I will tell you, but Senator Dillon did debunk that whole view about no law about protection, but we'll talk about that later. I want Johnson to come in right now. Give us your thoughts on the clip.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, as I sit and watch all of this, I like to usually go to the very foundation of it, because I think sometimes we skip the foundation of it and get to the point of where the action is already happening. And the foundation of it is practical. And when I look at our senators and legislators who make budget appropriations, they say you hold people accountable for what you've given them. And I think one of the things we've done in Liberia, we've given people jobs and asked them to do things, and we're holding them accountable for things we haven't given them, right? It's clear. We see the police is even unable to provide security. I mean, the way the culture has been in Liberia within government, you never admit it because your bosses, so you never say the truth. You always got to say what your bosses want to hear or give the right tune, which is where I believe people lost integrity for themselves. But my question is, how much logistics the police even have? Even those of the police with weapons, we have a limited number of police officers that do carry weapons. I see when I was in Liberia these few days, I drive around, you coming home at night, the only time you see people intimidated by police when that PSU riot pickup arrive. Beyond that now, does that mean the police did not have some, like conscience or do the right thing to provide justice, Gloria Scott, security? I think they should have. I think if it even meant stationing a pickup there or few officers there or something to send a clear signal that the police was aware of something or threat on Justice Gloria's house, and they should have gone there to do something, they should have. But I bring it back to the question, will we expect them to be responding every time another thing happens? Every time there's another high-profile person here, another citizen against something happening, then we summon the police to come and talk? Or should we put them in a position where we can hold them fully accountable? The next thing the police chief come in tell you, say, oh, we did not have enough patrol car. Or the next thing the police chief come in tell you, say, we now have fuel for the car. Then, and all of that, when they say it, they can be justified. I mean, Minister Fagon, yeah, he was in government before, so maybe he can share more light, as I wasn't. But when I look at the budget and the budget allocations, we are asking the police to perform a job, but we are not willing, not just the police one, all of the government ministries. So I think the legislature needs to start holding the executive to account. If you, the executive, appropriate $10 million to the police for the whole year, and that's what we gave the police, that means you are saying the police is capable of carrying on this job for $10 million. And like I said, we've seen the legislature summon people before, hold them in contempt. Where is the legislature using that power for more serious things? And the thing that can hold people in contempt for sometimes, it baffles me. I'm like, if you can hold people in contempt for that, we have much more big issues on our hand, but you seem to be just blasting at these people and letting them go again. So for me, due credit to everybody, the police director, in my opinion, that excuse is not justifiable on the life of a former Chief Justice. At the same time, let's go back to the people who appropriate our budget and our money to where the thing it should be. Do we have the right resources to actually have proper security in the country, even if somebody wanted to?
Thank you. Salamatu?
As you were talking, I was like, yeah, they don't have the necessary resources. But then I go back to the question that was asked of this police officer, okay, in his response. They asked him, based on your experience, because that's what part of the job is. You use your experience as well. Even though the law doesn't say you should provide a specific security for this woman, don't you think based on your experience, you should have? He didn't even answer that question. He proceeded to say she ain't asked us for security. Now, somebody who cares about the fact that they don't have resources and that's why they could not provide security, he would have said that. He would have said, you know what? Especially when the woman went to him, we don't have the security. We don't have the resources to provide the type of security that she needs. But they don't ever say that. And, you know, I was reading, trying to listen to you and read some of the comments, and somebody pointed out something out. They never have the resources for the citizens, but they always have the resources to fight against protesters. When somebody is protesting, they can find all the necessary resources. I can't even remember a time the police actually went to the legislature doing a budget hearing to really defend the budget, to say, you know what, the 10 million you're giving us or the 5 million you're giving us is not going to work. We don't usually hear it. We are usually crying more than the bereaved. We're crying more for them. They don't speak on the issues of we don't have the logistics. We don't, you know, and the thing that you're asking us to do, you have not given us the money for it. That's what serious people do. And you're right. Every time something happens in the government, the first thing I think about is incompetency. It's incompetency, and they're very unsympathetic to people. And when those two things combine, I look at it and I say, you know what? I've never seen a government who honestly just don't give a F about the Liberian people. I've never seen it. We now have plenty of problems with different government like Bureau. No argument about that. But for some reason, this government has a combination of incompetency and being unsympathetic to the Liberian people. Let them go justify why the money that the legislature giving them and then calling in to come say why you're not doing your job. Let them speak out. Let them say, you know what, when they're sitting there, they $5 million you give us, it can't do nothing. We can only cover 2 communities with $5 million. We don't hear that from them.
You raise a great point, Salimata. You guys are raising very interesting points. Let's go to Fagon. Fagon, your view.
I think everyone seemed to be on point, especially Leo. But then we have to look at what we're discussing here. Because if we don't look at it, this issue that Leo pointed out should be for another day. Because we're going to elections, and what Leo said is absolutely true. We're going to expect the police to cover all the bases when they don't have the logistics, the manpower, and the resources to do so. Okay? But at the same time, we have a particular case now that we have to deal with here. That this woman went to the police and said, someone wants to kill me. That's what she said to them. And they're speaking people, you know, when we did a risk assessment, somebody said somebody won't kill me. What a risk now you went to? That risk? That's a direct statement. It's not a risk for you to do an assessment. And she proves it by the 2 previous police report on the 8th and on the 9th. She tells you it's not a bulgari because these people are looking for particular materials that have to do with information, documents, laptops, and what have you. They want to kill me. And then you jump to conclusion that it was a bulgari as opposed to an assassination attempt. Then you come back and say the woman gave us a narrative during preliminary investigation. Today you appear before the Senate, you are like there was no investigation. You came about, you say you responded in time. The people who went, took the people carried to the hospital, they all the work say you came there 11:30. You came back, you tell us a preliminary investigation produced no breaking. The person when we came, we met a window broken, and that's where we had to even pass to rescue the people. You go, you take a detention sheet, and you detain these people, you put their charges. Murder.
30 seconds.
30 seconds are coming. You put that murder. Then you come today and say you got 5,000. You say you want information leading to the arrest. Spoon TV radio, they gave information and say, hey man, who did it? Since that day, tomorrow, make it 1 week, 7 days before the may appear. Then you finish detaining the other people on suspicion of murder. But then you put 5,000 outside today. You say you're looking for the people. The one you got where you detain on suspicion of murder, you finish with them. We don't even know their status. It's been more than 48 hours. Do we know whether they're still in jail? But, you know, I feel sorry for Pache Suru. He looking at one of these Zimbabwean on the street people where they can get $5 and 10 and say they want
3 seconds.
But I would want to say, you see this constitution in my hand? And at 30 seconds, so Article 11C states for the record, all persons are equal before the law and are therefore entitled, it's an entitlement, entitled to the equal protection of the law. You go sit down there today, then you say you don't know what to do. You read the Constitution. It's an entitlement. We are entitled to protection. We're not begging you for it. It's a right. It is an entitlement.
Thank you. So if you're just joining us, we're talking about the tragedy that happened to Councillor Gloria Scott. It has a lot of relevance for the Liberian people. You can see the intersectionality. You can see how it is integrated, is incorporated into our economy, our security, our psychological well-being. So it's not, we're not just here talking about it repeatedly. We are trying to just dissect and tease the information, see how our legislators, our executive members are engaged in this issue. On that note, I'd like to welcome Sheikh Sako. I'm pronouncing that word that he told me how to pronounce it, Sako. Okay, so Sheikh, your thoughts about look how far I'm just look at me now. Your thoughts about
because you can't pronounce it, just say Sheikh Sako.
Just leave me alone, okay? Let me just do my own.
You sucking one woman says Sheikh Sako.
The man told me how to pronounce it. He said Sako. I pronounce it Sako.
Anyway, the pronunciation is good. It's a great time. Yeah, it is a great time being on the platform again. As we said, we always gonna be here. Anyway, I'm grateful at least the critical voices at our national legislature are keeping the feet of the director of police or the law enforcement officers on the fire. Waiting today, at least we are seeing some leading facts to investigation. But I would say this, I heard Director Sulu talk about threat analysis. I think Fadiga is over there. When we talk about threat analysis, it is where you go and check exactly what are the possible dangers surrounding an environment or a person. So I think the Director of Police speaking about threat analysis, putting in the more difficult situations, because we come to ask a question. What are the variables did he use to make an analysis? So at the end of the day, to determine which one of the securities should be deployed. And then it puts him in a very unprofessional situation where he said threat analysis. Now the threat analysis, what are the remedy? What did the remedy did you offer that today has caused the death of a young woman? So, I mean, we are professional investigators. When we see some of these things, we are now moved by it because we know at the end of the day, these are just the same normal delay tactics. But I think with the pressure and then with Councillor Verdier coming on with his allegations against a person that in the Valley Tele has had the director of police claiming that Valley is a person of interest and he should be invited to Liberia National Police. And also with the FIBO press conference yesterday, wherein the city police director said he had the right to carry a firearm. I think it was also debunked by the director of police. According to him, he said the weapons that he was carrying was taken from him a month ago. So that may put us in a better situation. But now that Mr. Valley will be invited to the Liberia National Police, we look forward to seeing it because there are facts of Mr. Valley being a wanted person at the Liberia National Police during the time of Joe Tate, which we're going to delve in later from here. But I think the director of police statement today by saying the threat analysis, it is something we're going to look into. I think Fadiga knows exactly because the police in every sector, in every state, in everywhere, they operate on threat analysis chart. That's why you see in certain places, you see huge police presence, certain places they don't care because you analyze exactly what are the places that possible threats can, erupt at any time. So, I mean, happy to be here. and I hope we can get somewhere from there.
Thank you. I'm so impressed with the level of knowledge that you guys are imparting on the Liberian people today. I mean, we started out talking about incompetency, and my question is, can Liberians or people in leadership be liable for the tragedy due to their own incompetency? Can the government or a person be liable for that? What happens if you are not given the resources to do your job, as Leo is asking or stating? Perhaps the police are not given adequate resources to do their job. Do you go on and do it? And Salamatu is saying, well, they should have said that up front. You don't wait until a tragedy happened and then you say, oh, I didn't have the resources to do my job. And again, I'm hearing, a couple of you saying to the Liberian people, like, risk assessment, risk analysis. So did your risk assessment that you did advise you to provide, to tell her to get 2 private security officer? That's what the man is telling me, because I wrote that down. He said the risk analysis, they told her to get 2 private security. So obviously their conclusion that they drew from the risk assessment was wrong, because we saw that murder happened. So, it is just great when I'm in class, the American training, when I can just say, amen. Then they can just be looking at me and say, what are we talking about? Like, when I'm so impressed, I can go into my brain and just be like, what are we talking about? So anyway, we're going to go to our next segment of the show. We're going to go into James. Could they please play the second clip for me so we can talk about it?
I am playing the portion where they declare Tyler, as I know that's his name, as a person of interest.
When the victim has spoken with the investigators, then of course we will have a leeway as to where to look, how to look. Then when all needs start to pop up, we will start to make advance.
So then why inviting him? If you haven't spoken to her yet, then why is that?
Please give me a chance.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm telling you the normal practice that should occur. But since we are waiting to speak to the victims, we are going all around those who can grab to talk to. We are getting there because he is a person of interest. So he works with an entity. We notify the entity, and I said to this August body, he will be brought in 10 o'clock tomorrow. If I say John Brown is a criminal, he's not a criminal till proven all over or proven guilty.
Okay, there you have it. Again, we'll start with you, Father God. They are discussing where the police is saying that they don't do investigation until after they meet with the victim. That's what I'm getting out of this story here. And I remember watching the hearing, and they said that they had not spoken to Gloria Councilor Gloria Scott. However, in their press release, they said her narration of the story. So how did you not speak to her, but you have her narration? So I thought it was interesting. Your thoughts?
If you want that video, I can play that part as well.
Yes, actually, it was Senator Dillon who raised that point. Please go ahead, play it, please.
All right. First communication.
I want to remind the police director that he off off. This is a statement issued by the police. Deliberately, he can't even find it on his own phone or tell God before him. Here's what the statement says. Preliminary findings, that's the 10th paragraph. Preliminary findings from Wednesday night incident, which occurred about 9:30 p.m. as narrated by Mother Scott. The police director said he speaks to the woman. The police press statement in the public, which was referenced by our colleague Senator Manny Sherman, and on which we piggyback when we made our initial comments here last week. was based on the police official statement. And then as I conclude, they said, as narrated by Madam Scott, revealed that a man who was part of a crew she hired to carry out some construction work at her residence remained hidden inside. As narrated by who? Madam Scott. This police director is on oath. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can we have access to the sergeant, please?
Yeah.
And let it us see and see what I can do with the
This is the full case. Okay, this statement came from Mose Carter. He's a spokesman for the police. He's a spokesman of the police. Okay. According to was he authorized?
Please. Present the witness, please. Police, present the witness.
Okay, this statement is for information. This statement is from the police.
You will come, don't worry.
Okay, when they visited her, she explained to us, hello, listen, we are saying we need an official account to be written. She spoke to the minister. Listen, she spoke to the minister. She spoke to us. She said,
yeah. You know, we pass laws in this country. We pass laws in this country. We mess up on the board. That's the reason why they get some laws on the board. We get all the power here in Quran. When our public officials come here, we swear them on an oath. When you lie on an oath before the Senate, it's called perjury. It's criminal. It can send you to jail. Lack of no confidence, any vote of no confidence.
There you have it. Farika, your thoughts?
Oh, the government, this police. Well, this is the same police that was unable to solve Gifty Lama's murder. We played the list the other time. I don't even want to reiterate the list of Liberians that have gone unsolved. This a police that will contaminate this crime scene before even starting the investigation. One word, and we keep using that word, incompetence, and it shows. I've heard Mose Carter's on many of those occasions say things that I don't even know his background. But I'll give the disclaimer. I know Chef Sako thing. My brother is a security expert, not me. I'm into different things. So let me get that clear.
I told you can't know the difference between the.
Yeah, I know you want. So yeah, let me give that disclaimer. Yeah, it's my brother. But what I have to say about this is that the government keep making themselves appear more guilty than even anything. I think the only thing the IG can do now is to own up to this mistake and try to fix it. And the competence, that's the opposite of what is going on. They need to hire more competent people to do the job, because what we are seeing, you cannot go and do a security assessment and do not find solution to mitigate the situation. If hiring or private security, if that is a solution, every Liberian hire private security. This lady had real threat on her life, and she needed something higher than just any of those something. And the fact that they even contradicting themselves, the fact that they even lying in the public and giving misinformation, trying to confuse. We saw a guy yesterday. You were flanked by both sides by people that were presenting themselves almost like lawyers, trying not to give the how do you call this guy yesterday? Valley, what? The guy that was alleged to be the perpetrator. Nobody questioning. And if and he's saying that they didn't speak to the lady. Yes, they spoke to her. It's in all the documents on Front Page Africa. They speak to her. The first year they captured some people which they consider persons of interest, which is standard. Anybody that had access to that house, anybody that were around there, yeah, could be quite called into questioning. But you know that they are playing politics when they leave the mean person, and, and they try to shield this guy. So it makes them more suspicious. We will not know for what, but the whole thing boils down to incompetence.
Thank you. Thank you. Johnson?
Yeah, thank you. So the first thing I'll say, you can clearly tell that either the police is incompetent or ill-equipped, or I don't think fully even understand what's actually going on. And this is where I go back again when I was talking about going to the root. How much these same police officers, the police chief, got vetted through the same legislature. And the little that I know, when a candidate is put forth for a job, a serious job like being the chief of police, and has to come through vetting, these vetting processes that go on, first of all, who are the people sitting on it, do they know what they're even vetting for? We've seen some of the hearings here. And you know, the same things it goes in circles. Now we hear the chief of police saying someone's daughter was just stabbed multiple times to death. The other one is still in hospital. And you're saying because the person spoke verbally and they didn't write an official statement or a letter, means that were not official. So if something happening to someone, they cry, my people, they come and kill me, or they run to you. So what about people who are not able to read and write, or whatever that is? But again, for me, I like to go to the fundamental basis of this. All of these people get confirmed through this very legislature that is supposed to be the gatekeeper. What type of vetting goes on here that these same people that you vetted, they come back to you 360 degree for you to come ask them why they're not doing their job? You're asking simple questions and nobody else is able to answer it. So like my office tell me, say, go interview people, and then I interview the people. I say they're the most qualified person, the person get the job, I recommended them. Then the person come out with incompetence, but I say I must excuse myself, who was actually the main gatekeeper for the vetting. So again, my question is, we can see it clearly. In this situation, it shows clearly that the police is unable to do. First of all, who's in the police has forensic training? Does the police even have any forensic unit? Number one. Number two, whenever I see the police go for these press conferences or give these statements when these things happen, most of them are the scenes where you need a lawyer. The police should have their lawyer there. They should have the police chief there. They should have other branches that are supposed to be involved in a joint investigation if you are doing a full-out investigation. But I only often see the police will show up with a police spokesman and all the police stop brass, and sometimes they venture into areas and things that they do not have expertise about. Yeah, 30 seconds. So I would say it again. It is very clear that at this point, I think there's just a lot of dodging going on and people nitpicking. But what is even bothering me is that the legislature is still asking elementary ABC questions as if they don't already know the answers to these questions and making us to believe that this is some type of process to ascertain what is going on.
Thank you. Saramatu?
Yeah, amen. You know, when somebody is hired, sometimes, especially in Liberia for a government job, when you are appointed, in a situation of Liberia, money should not be, money and power should not be your ultimate goal in getting positions in Liberia. Unfortunately, most of the people who are appointed and hired to those high positions, their motivation is not trying to fix the country or fix the system. Their motivation is money and power. And we're starting to see it more with this administration. You have a chief of police, you know, this high profile case, he's answering the questions and he's trying to teach us like we in class. And they're asking him basic questions. Yeah. Oh, you know, when we do this, this is what it is. No. They're asking you basic questions about your competency. If you don't have the resources that you have, and somebody come and ask you, if you are competent, number one, you may even take accountability. You may say, you know what? We don't have the money. We dropped the ball on this case. We're looking to fix it now. We're not kind of before. We not tell you, you know what? We got the resources, and this is what can happen when we don't have the resources. So your please, you know what, we know what to do. You know, admit to it. But they show no empathy. They're very unsympathetic. He wants to come now and show us that he know book and call all these big words to us. That one thing, because we've dealt with Patrick Sudu before regarding protest. And like I said, when there's protests, they're able to find the resources to come and stone women who protest against rape. The other issue is transparency. They're not transparent about anything because when they're either just not doing their job or again, they don't care. I look at all the other high-profile murder cases. Have they updated us on anything? I will tell you right now, the rape cases, we still waiting to see it. They used to post it on their website of Ministry Agenda all the time. We will see how it going up, where it going up, what the issues. No, if we want information, we pretty much have to go to the international partners to even get that information about the rape cases. I asked somebody recently, I said, well, now, so why the rape not stop in Liberia? Because we don't even hear the government on the urgency of the rape cases, unless it's high profile or unless somebody within the media point. Okay, and then the other thing, he talked about this guy of interest. Is this the same guy that paraded at a press conference and was pretty much defending the man of interest? Is he serious?
Yeah. Okay. I just want to clarify one major thing is Valley Tally is not an indictment. He is a person of interest, just like Matu said, just to make sure that we're all on the same page. And I also want to just say that there is a discrepancy of what is required to do an investigation. The police said that they have to wait to speak to the victim first, and they have not had a chance to speak to her. I think they said it went there about 3 times, but she was saying this to me now. This is she wasn't in the state of mind. And another time, I think she said she needed her lawyer, who was not present. And so, but then they went on their statement and said that she narrated preliminary findings. How do you have preliminary findings?
Dr. Francine, can somebody mute? There's a terrible feedback coming through.
Yeah.
Okay, can someone? Yeah. So how do you have preliminary findings when you never even done an investigation? How do you have a risk assessment that says, oh, you only need to have your private security plus a family member? Then what went into your risk assessment, as Sako is asking? Because obviously your risk assessment and your conclusion that you drew for a risk assessment, you have contributed to the cause of someone dying, and that's very serious to me. Let's go on.
Can I say one thing?
Go ahead.
I heard from Madam Scott, and I hear there were a lot of Liberians. There is a serious disconnect and distrust between the public and the police. That's one of the biggest problem the police have. The public do not trust the police. So why would I even want to go to the police when I know that I won't even get redressed or there will be something? So this is another problem I think Madam Scott is having, Councilor Scott is having. They don't trust the police. If the government is shielding people that are alleged to be the perpetrator of this crime, and they trust in the same government, so they are in a very complicated place. Coupled with incompetence, then we have a huge problem on our hands.
Sure, but interesting for the guys, she trusted the police.
Can you mute? The feedback is still coming. Like it's hard to hear.
Can you mute, please? Yes.
I'm mute. I don't have...
No, now you are. Yes. She trusts the police well enough to go there twice. Okay.
No,
now, going on
situation,
yes, it is creating doubt in the minds of many Liberians. So yes, Mr. Fagon, and then we go to Sheikh Sako.
Well, I don't even know where to start from, because The whole thing is a mess. Those of us who are not security people, but would like to watch crimes, you know, on television, and they tell you the first 48 hours is crucial. We're going 7 days now. The MCC police director said, we all got our pass. I had a pass before I joined the police. I had a pass after I left the police. No, you are supposed to say, I went to go steal at Echo Bank. I carried 1,500 fake bank notes. And that's when Chris Massacre chased the hell out of me and put me out of the police after they couldn't find me. How I surfaced, nobody know. Then he lied again. I'm the only one allowed to carry firearms. What did the police chief say today? They disarmed me, what, almost a month ago? Took the gun from him. So which one you were carrying when you were to that press conference? Everything is a lie right now. And the only thing I can see are cover-ups. Everybody trying to cover up this, cover up this, cover up this. Let me say this. I've received serious intelligence report that on Sunday morning, on the morning after that, he was supposed to put a baby outside. And I want the police people to note this. He was supposed to bring a child, the outdooring ceremony, where you name the child. The policeman asked him where he was, because he did not attend that ceremony. And when they asked his wife said, Valley said he eye hurting. If this information is 100% true, which I believe it is, you can tell. Go to the video on 32. You will see Valley try to put a hand on the desk. The MCC guy collected a hand and took it from there. If you say a lie, don't bring me back on the network. I call in a person that has this body language expert. I think I told you today. And the guy said, watch the video very well. You will see that he was scared. He was not comfortable speaking. And whenever you put a person in the middle of two persons, it shows emotional support. So clearly you could see the guy reach a right hand over the man's shoulder. That was unprofessional and massaging the man's shoulder. If you go back to the video, I'm urging you guys to go watch it. He's there rubbing the man's shoulder. I have to say, don't worry, it'll be all right. You know, he's holding the man's arms. Then the expert took a look at this new deputy chief. The t-shirt he was wearing was quite different from all his friends on a t-shirt. His was brand new. His friend who never had a name and position on it, his own had a name and position. The mistake journalists made was not taking the ID card from Valley to look at it. Because when they attempted, if you watch the video, the PR guy reached for Valley's hand and told him to put it back. They did not ask the new deputy for his ID card. So before we kind of show some
watching this thing, please, sir. Why is it about? Sir, about watching this thing, please, sir. Why is it about? Sir, about watching this thing.
I hand away from there. Put a hand on the man's shoulders. You know, so to me, let me be frank in my 10-second closing. They said Francine went and stole the chalk from on the pool. If you really serious, just ask Francine quick. Francine, you stole the chalk. We got to get to the bottom of this. But you ignore Francine for 7 days. 7 days. They said Francine should come to you tomorrow, 10 o'clock in the morning. Now, Francine's supposed to come to you. Then in his press conference, Dr. Francine, he said the police know where I live. So that the police people check, that the police person there.
Yes.
And the police person.
Yes, before we go to Sheikh Sako, I want to read this from someone who supports Alexander Cummings. They said, Dr. Richardson, when ABC was sued for altering the framework document, a writ was immediately issued requesting his living body. While a man accused of murder is invited, which is what Falcon is saying, that what is it about this invitation piece as opposed to, going after the accused, okay? And it's important for us to say it's allegation. Everything that we've said here is allegation. He has not been found guilty yet. He's actually just a suspect in a case like they have many other suspects. It's very clear for us to say that. But I just thought that person brought that to my attention. I just thought I read that. Sheikh Sako.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Richardson. I mean, just to begin with this, Director Sulu has deepened the investigation. We say this to say that his statement about the issue of threat analysis, it brings in another investigation, because that Director Sulu himself did not go there, and I believe that there are members of the CSD flow, that's the Criminal Investigation Department, that went to do the threat analysis. But apparently the threat analysis, wasn't the remedy for the threat analysis is all that the people who went there did not do it properly. So I think while Mr. Tere also is a person of interest tomorrow at the Liberia National Police, I think Director Sulu also should be inviting those officers that did the threat analysis. Because when you do a threat analysis, for a typical example, a prominent individual who has served in very important capacity in our country, and this person has complained about burglary. Knowing a threat analysis of a burglary, the thieves come the first time, come the second time. If you are doing a threat analysis, you should then know that this person who has come the first time, the second time, the third time, they are going to elevate to a different level in which as either committing a crime. And when a burglar comes in, he comes in for two things. He either takes what he wants or he takes away your life. So we should be asking Director Sulu, not just the police. The reason why I would say not just the police, because we have to dip into Director Sulu's competence. Look, the Liberia National Police has professional people. It has professional people that were trained by the United Nations. They know how to do their job. But the fact that Mr. Patrick Sulu has supersede the police with party sentiments and party feelings, it has made all of them very unprofessional in exercising their duty. But then this is most interesting thing right now, right? Vali Tella being invited to the Liberia National Police, I think is a win. What makes it a win? Now we're not just going to be looking at the fact that Vali is a person of interest at this moment. We're going to go back way to 1997 after the elections when Mr. Taylor took power, wherein he had Mr. Charles Dishi as the director of police, and that the American wanted to work with. But then later on, Mr. Dishi was changed, where Joe Tate came in, and that annoyed the American people, and they withdrew their support in training the police. But yet instead, there was a CSD or a CRD department at the Liberia National Police. And Mr. Tere was involved into an armed robbery where one prince from the IMPFL and one Hajaman, they used a taxi driver in Liberia. They killed the taxi driver, collected the money, and they escaped. And the case is at the Liberia National Police. The files are stayed there. So Vali being a wanted person, we see Vali going to the Liberia National Police tomorrow. We don't just expect Vali to be arrested for maybe or culpable for this current alleged situation, but also Vali should be kept there for all things that he had done. And he was on the rampage. He went to Guinea, committed also another armed robbery in Guinea. You know what I'm saying? And he left his friends there. They died in jail. And he came in 2003 and joined the World War III again. So we have to put this on the record so that tomorrow we don't expect Mr. Tele going to the police station and walking away from there because probably he was not culpable for this. But let's come to say this. Look, if you can see a prominent person who have served as in the House of Representatives, Justice Minister, Chief Justice, they file in a complaint. And a director of police sent in men to do threat analysis, and they trivialize the whole thing. Just come to think about it. What an ordinary citizen is going through. An ordinary citizen, what they are going through. So like I said, we will always be here to dip into the competence of Director Sulu and to let people know that Director Sulu is surrounded by professional men, but he's not giving them a chance because Director Sulu is infested with party policies. And party policies in the execution of your duty as a security personnel, you will writing.
With all due respect, Sheikh Sako, I want to ask you, how do you know this information about Valley Tally, just for the repetition of our station here? How do you know this information, if you care to share?
Well, it is the life of Valley Tally is an open book. But like we said, in Liberia, we will try to continue certain people, provide them little jobs that we can provide them while we await the establishment of the World Economic Crime Code. So it doesn't mean that information of individuals are not there. Those information on individuals, they are there. So I will tell you that we that work in the security sector before in the intelligence department, we know a lot, and there are just a lot of files that are in Liberia that will be reopened.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Did I have left for man to talk, man, moderator? You talk with facts and professionalism. And you say, yeah, anything the man tell you on record. The thing about it, I like about Shaq will give you the name, the time, the people, the place, and the event.
Yes.
And if you heard him, he said, I don't expect Valley to walk into the police station and walk back out.
Now,
because he will not be held for this crime, but he was wanted for another one that he is on file or file on already.
Definitely.
Can I
let me just come in.
Father God, wait 1 second. Check Sako. And then it's 5:41, so we're going to be going to the phone lines today. But check Sako, say something, and then Father God will go.
Yeah.
Well, to move their clock here, man.
Definitely. Fagon, like you see, the reason why we deal with times, we deal with names, we deal with whatsoever. In the investigation, we got what they call the 5 W's. The 5 W's happen to be where it happened, what happened, at what time it happened, who the victim, and who the offender. You getting me? So as an investigator, when you get those things at the back of your mind, you will know that anytime you get an event, you will look at the time, who, where, who's affected, and who did the act. But trust me, the Liberia National Police, like you see a guy sitting behind there who is 103. 103 is a very professional man, Prince Moluba. If he was just given the opportunity to perform his duty, trust me, the Liberia National Police will be somewhere. So I want to say on this platform, don't just say the police. Patrick Suru is the problem at the Liberia National Police. He's not giving it. We speak to people in the police. We talk to them. They are professional people over there. We know exactly what they are going through. And if Mr. Weah wants to achieve something in terms of establishing the rule of law in Liberia, he needs to look around and look for the competent people that will do the things not on party policy, but based on the fact that they need to provide security for the Liberian people.
Thank you. So we're going to go to Fadiga to ask his question, and we're going to go to the phone line for taking 5 calls because Liberian people have to join in, and then we're going to go to our closing today.
Thank you. Chef, I've listened to you a couple of times, and you seem to be very informed. Besides, it seemed like you were an insider with the CDC, and you know a lot. This Valley Tally guy, he mentioned something, and he kept mentioning it. He said that you guys work together, you guys were business partner. He said that multiple times. He said that you guys fought together. Some people I asked, they said they didn't believe that, but that you fought anything, had anything to do with the war. But I just want to get an insight into the mindset of the CDC and the whole city police. Why are they using this notorious guy? Is it because it's experience? Is it because he can easily do the dirty work? Put her in the mind of I don't want to say CDC or of the government, because it seems like people in the administration, you should put her in the mind frame of the government. Why are they using this guy? Giving his background, giving his record, why they keep messing with him?
Well, Fadiga, that's a very good question. But I will tell you something. As we're going to come on this platform, we will have different topics that we're going to go to concerning the CDC government. Regarding the fact that why they use him or why they use the city corporation, that is a different thing on another day. But this is what I will conclude your question with. Valley, like I told you, any other person who believed in maintaining peace in the country, you will not look at all of the former fighters who want to change their life and you don't give them the opportunity. I think government also should be providing like apprentice programs for those people so as to just keep them within until the time of judgment. But I will tell you this, Mr. Weah has 2 policies. His policies, one's implemented through the National Legislature and one is implemented through Jefferson Koji. And the issue of the eliminating or showing his tyrannical behavior as a president is being channeled through Jefferson Koji. That's the reason why you see Koji, he accommodates no better person, important person, but he only surrounds himself with rebels because the Liberia City Corporation has been used to execute the policy of President Weah that the National Legislature will never accept. And that is indeed the way of a president who wants to be a tyrant and a dictator.
Good, thank you. What you're hearing today are the views of Sheikh Sakor. They are in no way the views of this network. He is a panelist here and has been in association with the CDC government and has also been in close contact with Valley Tally. So we are asking Sarah questions. He will be returning here for us to dig deeper. We want to go deeper into the mindset of the people who are governing our country and other understanding of our country. I want to go to the phone lines. James could just great on time, 5:45. We're gonna go to the phone line. So Inamio, the first letter that I got from the CEO, the new CEO was time. She said, "Our people gotta go home in Liberia. We want to be here talking. Our people there, they, we talk about security issue. The people in Liberia gotta go home early because we here. It will be at 10:30 at 6:30 in Liberia. We want the people to be going home 12 o'clock because it can be bad for them. So that I mean, okay.
But it was you who says you give her the title CEO. And you know, if she's a she doesn't have the strength of a man, so we got to understand.
Okay, but it's not popping. Go ahead, Anderson. Please let the people talk to us.
Okay, so folks, the numbers are 077771075 or 05551101075. Take the
People
first.
calling you Tata 6 o'clock.
Yeah, this is Kabaka, former security agent of the state. With regard to the issue, we really need to know for Madagascar the profile case, the ever profile case that she has ever involved herself into. Okay? Try to check it.
Okay.
The ever profile case that she has ever involved herself into that has led to some complication and implication of evidence referring to neck. Let us try to find out from that level first.
Thank you.
And then there may be somebody there that may have linked to valleys. Government, yeah, maybe probably should may hold a $1 to close the eye for the thing to go on. But I think Jefferson, then they are directly integrated into it here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening. You're live.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hello?
You're live. Yeah, go ahead.
There is Ricky calling from Monrovia.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you see, there's a serious issue we are discussing in Liberia. And the fact that the Honorable is keep saying that the people that Chiro Brother don't call it a name, Valitali. These guys, they are criminal guys according to them, which they do off and they have been working with them. They form a mind which they were working with and they were guys. Today, they are here in Liberia. We have not heard anything about Balitali until now. That's now we're hearing about Balitali. And it seems there's a family now that is reading. The police is investigating. If you people really have any evidence, I think he can process those evidence through the national police and through the American embassy so that we can take all the bad guys.
Okay.
Instead of using this station to be like we gossiping about one another.
Thank you very much. Good evening. You're live.
Yeah, fine. Here's on the background from Congo Tambaru.
Go ahead quickly.
Yeah, I want for Chet to please talk again because I heard he's talking about a last time that they're going to election and I'm probably going to be in town the president. So I really want to hear from you again if that's true or false.
Thank you. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Nancy Kola.
Yeah, good evening. Go ahead.
This is California Krumah, and let me applaud Sheikh Ibrahim Sakor. Sheikh Ibrahim Sakor know Valitre personally, and Valitre have worked with Sheikh Ibrahim Sakor. All of the things he said on the radio are all factual, and there are people that Valitre fought with. They are also giving Sheikh Sakor or the information about Valitre. Everywhere I went today, I interact with people. And people that he fought with, they are giving extra information about him. The amount of killing he carried on in this country and he started killing. So Valitre is a person of interest, and we don't expect the police to compromise this stuff. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Go ahead. You're live.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is Bobby Abu Meska. I'm from District 6 SD Corporal. Let me appreciate you guys this evening. This afternoon for the show and the discussion. When it comes to the issue of the killing and people like Valitre, who knew they are just wrinkling. That is now we expect the Labrador National Police to call the man overseas to investigate the man. If we have a zero-minded police in the country, this man is one of the main suspects right now. Because everywhere you go, this man name is drinking. Even the council raised their leg on the same man name.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening.
Good evening. It's family.
Yeah, go ahead quickly.
Thank you. My name is Mike Williams, and I'm from PSV tonight. You see, this is a downfall of this government. God Almighty, people are praying. The church is saying God will listen to his people. He will fall. And this is a bit of the falling of this government. All the getting the bed doing for the 10% reacting to power. Using the money bring people. The people, because they want to perpetrate themselves into power. They want to stand the rich people. Now,
your line is bad. Thank you. Your line is not good. Thank you, sir. Let's take the final call. Good evening. Go ahead. Hello. Okay. Hello. Go ahead.
Hello. How are you? This is Matona Jackson. Calling from Bishop Brook on a bypass.
Okay.
I just want to find out something. This guy whose name is ringing. So is it possible that everybody too, if you know that this guy is involved into this, I mean, can people search for him too? You think people can do it too? You mean that human being? Why is it that people just crying? We can't do something about it?
I think that, okay, thank you very much. Dr. Richardson, we still taking calls?
No, we're done. Thank you. 5:51. We're going to move on to our closing right now, and we're going to start with Mr. Fadiga.
I don't know whether you guys seen the letter. Someone just popped it in my inbox. There's a letter, I think, from the Ministry of Justice concerning Spoon Network. Have you seen that letter?
Yes, we did. James Goodday mentioned it, but you can speak about it if you want.
Someone just popped it up. I thought I would bring it up that the government is accusing the network of different stuff. And I just saw it. I thought I would bring it up. That would be sad, but it shows that we are doing something good. It shows that we are hitting the right spot. I don't think it is our intention, or I can't speak for the rest of the Pope. I would like to believe that I don't think it's our intention to be against the government or to speak against the government, but it's like this thing has gone on for so long, and we as the watchdog, if we are not speaking up, are these guys going to continue doing what they are doing? And somebody have to say it. As far as this case is concerned, like multiple cases in Liberia, it may get cold again because the government have proven that they cannot solve any case. I mean, Matthew Innes, to your surprise, I spoke to the late Matthew Innes. I think Friday will be the I think 3rd or 4th year anniversary of his death. This man died mysteriously, and I spoke to someone very close to the family just last night, very close to the family, and the wife was shocked that she did not really know how her husband died until she heard the revelation from Councillor Vordia. I kid you not. In fact, I spoke to her because she's from Bikena too. I didn't even know. I grew up in Bikena. I was born and raised in Bikena, so we kind of know each other from Bikena. And I spoke to her last night, and she said that's my first time hearing how my husband died or everything besides what the government said. It was hit and run, and that was it. Nothing has been done about his case. So this, along with so many other cases in Liberia, how many more people will have to die before we do something about it? And Leo says something about resources. Honestly, I don't think it's about resources. Because one, they would have said something. The Salomatu said they would have said something. Two, they are misappropriating resources. Like I said, one of the things that I've done in the last couple of years is to travel around the South region. And I did that on the purpose. I really wanted to see where we are as compared to our compatriots. And people don't like to say it, but I go Guinea often. I go Senegal, I go Ghana, and go something. And I like to use Guinea because Guinea was lacking behind Liberia so many years ago. And when you go to those places now and see the progress that they have made, it baffles me. I've seen the security measure they have put in place. I've seen some of the counter, anti-crime strategies that they have put in place. And it seems to be working. And my fear here, besides it being the murder, our country is unsafe. The Zoko are out of control. Ellington Zokos used to be fun. Now they have become more brutal. I'm telling you, I got videos of Zokos doing Ellington where they would make fun and make comedy and sing. Now it's like we are in power. Come and grab, give me it, either by force or we'll hurt you. Nobody should be walking on the street and you can't hold your cell phone. Imagine doing that in Ghana or doing that in Senegal. In fact, you won't even live to tell the story. For people to jack your cell phone, crime of opportunity is so rampant and scattered all over the country. It's like the government has lost control when it comes to security. There is something that needs to be done. Something needs to be done about like yesterday. You cannot go to Liberia and walk freely. You cannot wear your gold chain. I asked myself the other day, can you walk certain part of Monrovia 10 o'clock in the night and feel safe as a woman, as a man? I said about it. You know, so more need to be done. We need to keep speaking out about this thing, and the government just making themselves sound more guilty.
Thank you. I want to go to Johnson.
Thank you. I would just say to everybody that let me remind all of us, and by the way, my brother Fadiga, yes, it can happen in Ghana also. In fact, it happened in Ghana not too long ago where I was present. They can check your phone in Ghana as well. Those things happen. As much as it shouldn't happen anywhere. I'm not justifying it or whatever. They do happen there as well. So
I mean, the prevalence of it, that's the thing I'm talking
about. Oh
yeah,
okay. Maybe the prevalence could be very different. But I know, yeah, historically Mokola market that happens as well. But here's what I will actually say. Let's ask ourselves, if a police officer is making $150 a month, you go to other countries, the reason sometimes you even see the security sector as robust, they're well paid, they're taken care of. So sometimes even when things are the bad actors are about to do things, you got police officers with the courage to actually stand up for what is right. You got officers who can do that. We've seen it before. But you come to Liberia, uniformly or at different levels, we pay our police officer $150. Where is the anger? Where's the anger from the population against our own government for the way our police officers are treated? Look at their uniforms when you see them in the street. Some of them haven't gotten supply for 5 years. They stay dragging by themselves. Where is that righteous anger? But then when these cases happen, because the bad actors, whether it's the top brass in the police, if we had a police force that was well paid, well taken care of, I can promise you that there are good people in our police force that would have felt empowered to do things and act differently. We do it everywhere. We love to react to the sensational aspect of it. When we see the impact before our eyes of all the decadence that's in our society, we react emotionally. But what we don't react to is that if someone is not murdered yet, we normalize it. We all move about our business. We are not angry about it. So my thing is, everything we're saying today, I'm not saying we shouldn't be angry. We should be. It's wrong. But I'm saying now, would we be talking like this? That very legislature, I've heard police hearings there before where there's been complaint on the police budget. Today, they're asking elementary questions that they know the answers to. Why would I be asking Padre Sulu, did you talk to the woman this time? Did you not talk to the woman that time? Did you do this time? When last have you seen these people give a statement to any of our senior ministers, they leave and don't do it, and they do anything about it? How many hearings we'll see before? And they've been defied multiple times by ministers, by the chief of police, things that they asked them to do. They did not do it. They did nothing. So my thing is, let's react to the urgency of the matter with if it's with Chief Justice Gloria Scott. Let's do it. But let's not only be reacting to these sensational events when they happen. Let's go to the root of the problem, or else we'll always be talking about the symptoms of it. And people say they play another Western world, another Canada, another this. My people in that region are all running to the people country for, because we say it better. We want to make it better, but we won't talk about our own. You say we might talk about it in the gutter. No, we'll talk about it for better standards, so that eventually, when we're looking for better ways to do it, we can say, oh, the Liberia, they got allies from the Western world, and not the West here. But you want to run to the West, but you say the West better than your country. We will face the country by fire, by force. We will not accept that it should remain that way.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. I want to go to Salimatu.
Sorry. So again, with the police, I said, even in America, the police are not usually paid well. They're usually on the lower end of the salary scale. Yeah, they're not paid well, but what they do, they try to accommodate the country or the state, the federal government, the state actually, they try to accommodate in other ways. So they may give, housing or discount on housing, but it's a sense of community when these people join the police. So they get discount when they go buy food. They get discount when they go buy stuff, the healthcare. They're accommodating other ways to make up for the salary. And so when we in Liberia, we start thinking about, okay, maybe we don't have the money in the national budget. Let's try to see other ways that we can make up for it to encourage people to do the job of a police officer, because you truly want to protect the citizens. A lot of these people are in top positions not because they're there to protect. They're there because their friend put in there for money and power. So, and that's why they don't have the balls to go to the legislature. You're right, Leo. Can you imagine? You put me there, I got money, then you ask me the same question why I could do something. Somebody like me, I got muff. I'll probably ask you the same thing and say, but you give me the money? You give me the money? Yeah. But but they don't do it because they're in the position for obviously different reasons. And I also want to jot down, the letter that went to Spoon. It's amazing that the Ministry of Information will write a letter talking about the individuals living outside. All I want in there on here. And you go to any other show, you can see in our one in there. So you want some, you got something to say, be specific. You write a letter to the PUL. You don't identify who talking. You just group everybody, or in the people, the individuals living outside of the country. Call our name. All of us. None of us on here with fake names. If you have anything against anybody that we said, call our name so we can be able to defend what we're saying. Nobody is on here, number one, cussing or degrading anybody. We're speaking how we feel. We're speaking about what we see. If you feel like we're not telling the truth, call us on it. Say, hey, look, when did this happen? When did that happen? That's why I enjoy a check here, because you ask him, he ready to pinpoint where he heard it, where he saw it, what time it was. That's how you do it. And as I'm talking, it goes back to conversations that I've had with some of my older uncles or older cousins who were part of who were around during dual era and the media, and what happened to people like Charles Leon. I was young, I used to watch the news, but what happened to people like Charles Leon? And this government is starting to sound, they're having the same tone when they start reaching out to the media with a letter like that. The individuals that are living outside of the country. I am a Liberian. Yeah, and my name on there. I'm not hiding for nobody. I can go to Liberia. I can come outside. If you have a problem with what any one of us is saying, be a man. Yeah, well, native said, be a man. Call people name. Yeah.
Go ahead, sister girl. I like my style in too. You know what? I'm gonna go to Saka and Fagon. I'm gonna allow you to take us home after I speak, and you'll be the last to talk to us. Sheikh Saka, you want to do your closing? We can't hear you. Please unmute yourself.
Dr. Francine, will we do the announcement before you forget?
Yes. After that, it'll be.
All right, thank you very much. I think we're just going to conclude with this. Looking at the police statement today, let me say Patrice Yuru's statement today. I think we should be looking between competence, resources, and commitment to duty. But I think when it comes to the issue of competence, like I told you, we got competent people in the Liberian National Police. But when it comes to the head of the Liberian National Police, that's where we have a problem. But I mean, it is clear and glaring that Weah has surrounded himself with very unprofessional people. The evidence are there. Those are the reasons why they are not able to resolve issue amicably, but they just decide to take the kind of draconian, rules or the draconian way in resolving issues. And they always brag with the fight that, oh, we don't have political prisoners. But hey, you got political debts. Why you don't have political prisoners, but you got political debts? It's because you cannot have any politician culpable for saying something or for allowing him to put them in the prison. The only thing you do is that when people disagree with you or they fail to fall to your corrupt or your bad governance, the next thing that comes to your mind is that, look, let's eliminate the person. So I don't think the CDC government should be bragging around here about we don't have political prisoners because you have political death. Now you talk about the issue of resources. Let me tell you something. The police did not complain about resources. Reason the police will not complain about resources, and you and I know that the police does not have anything about resources. But when Sosuru going out there to tell the people that police doesn't have resources, he's not looking at it from the point that benefits the citizen and the security of the citizen. He will look at his statement as something trying to retrograde or degrade the government. So because of that, he will not talk about resources. So let you and myself not come here and come and defend him about resources. Because the last time we checked about the issue that happened quite recently, the police put on $5,000 reward for whosoever that will bring information. When we do know that the police had not even taken pay for almost 2 to 3 months. So that's not the issue about resources. So let's get back to the issue of digital commitment. We got people who are waiting and ready to commit to their duties and make sure they work. But the bigger question is that, are they ready to adhere to what Patrick will say, or are they waiting to be committed to their duty and then be sacked from their jobs? So these are some of the things we'll talk about. But I mean, just for me to conclude, the death of somebody to play with it and lie about it is not an easy thing. And you guys can see it every day. It's just happening. The press conference yesterday, Jane John, bunch of criminals and the rest of the other people sitting there and saying Jane John thing. And you see the director of police, they're being so embarrassed, can't even answer the question. But this is what I would say today, just to conclude. Look, Koji and the rest of the other people, they should understand that when you fall up from a building into a sinking sand, when you find yourself into that sinking sand, remember that you don't need to fight no more, because the more you fight, the more you go down. And that's the case, man. So I want to say thank you very much. Hope
thank
to be
you.
Sure, when you're not taking for 3 months, you'll be committed.
But you're the man complaining about resources.
You're crying more than the bereaved.
I tell you, Shaq, we really, really, really want to thank you for being here. We can see that you're in your truck. You're showing us that there's dignity in labor. You took your time and you came here to contribute for the sake of our beloved country, Liberia. So thank you so much. And we look forward to having you back all the time. Please stay with us as we continue to close, and we have an announcement after the closing. I'm going to say what my thoughts are, and then Fagon's going to actually take us home. I have about 4 things that I jotted down as I was listening to everybody. The issue of incompetency came up. It seems like it was a theme of our conversation today. In Liberia, say that your area. When you know your area, you know what to do. So I want to say that incompetency was the issue here. I had a question about that. And my question is, can our government or leaders in our government be liable for their incompetent behavior that contribute to death or tragedy? That is something I think we need to explore. How do we explore it as Liberians? Can we explore it through our political parties? Can we explore it through a class action lawsuit? That are all rhetorical questions that I have. I heard today about a retirement package protection plan. It was said that because of the role that Councillor Gloria Scott played in our government, in our country, a part of her retirement included police protection. I also heard the police saying, well, she did not ask. And my question immediately was, are there documentation or records that would say that she didn't ask? And do you have to ask if you retire for them to provide police service to you? I don't know the answer to that. Maybe if we stay tuned, we will hear more. There was one thing that was also said. It was about that they have to wait to speak to the victim before they carry out full investigation. What if the victim, as one of our viewers, Annie Pay, she said, what if the victim died? Then does that mean that's what she wrote here? Annie Pay, I want to give you credit for this. I wish I could highlight that. She said, what if the victim died? So what I mean that no investigation will go on? Huh? It's a serious question. Okay. And I want to say, they said they went to Mrs. Councillor Scott's place 3 times and she didn't speak to them. You should understand the trauma that woman is going through. How can she speak? I will not be able to speak if I had just lost my daughter. My life was just threatened.
No, you probably would die.
Yeah, I would die. You know how I am now. And so I gave her the strength and the courage, and I want her to know that we're standing with her. We'll continue to speak about this issue until maybe we will see results are coming out. They're having Senate hearing. Lastly, the letter that we've been talking about, I trust that the PUL and the government will come together. They will discuss what kind of speech that is necessary to be used by the people in the other foreign country, in the other country, whatever word they use to find out. What they say, who are we? How they describe our people?
The individuals living outside of the country.
Yeah, so I'm sure it will be an amicable conversation between the PUL and the Republic of Liberia, so they will understand what speech that people in the other country can use. I'm going to hold my peace on that until they meet, and then we'll have something to say about their resolution after they meet. Mr. Fagon, please take us home, and then hold on, because at the end, our dear panelist Leo Johnson just came from Liberia. He did something significant, outstanding, just major contribution to Liberia. I want all of us to see it. And if you can support Leo's cause at any time, please do that. Thank you so much. Mr. Fagon, please take us home.
Well, thank you, and thanks to all of you. Let me be very clear here. We have said enough about this case. And let me say to the government, your callous and careless attempt to shut down the free press is not going unnoticed. And therefore, I would like to put the government of Liberia on notice. The first thing I'd like to tell the PUL, you are not an institution working for the government. The government does not write you and request a meeting, give you the time, and tell you to report. We look forward to your response to the government to show that you are an independent institution. If you read the ignorant letter written to the PUL, instructing them, not asking them for a meeting, giving them the time to appear and the date and place, is an affront and insult to that institution. Secondly, they call us the individuals outside there. And they say blabber rouser, meaning people who will incite a form of violence based on the emotions of people, especially for political reason. Have we not raised this issue today? Will we be where we are? What happened to all the other issues that we've raised? Whether it be the budget, or had we not gone after the census and the Leges stuff, would they have taken the decision they took against Leges? But I will close by saying to Chico Vlemvlem and Bobo, in as much as they can call us individual living outside, the preferred word, English word for it, step cheering, because it means we're outside the home. Chico Vlemvlem, that the man who, Basel people, and we got to close on this one, they asked the Basel man, Todman Tan, you won't be minister? He said, Bao, which means no in Basel. I'm a minister, Bao. I'm a bishop, Bao. I'm a maritime boss. All the PB money try to get out Basel man. I was standing right there, that Basel man said no. As soon as I say, I'm a Chico Inye, I'm a Chico Vlemvlem.
I mean, you want to leave our Basel people alone.
That's why that man went dead. He came on the air. We got a tape, and I gave it to Good Day, telling us, an information minister telling us that Father Loken cooked cabbage. And that's why I refer to him as Chico Vlemvlem. All the time, I will continue to call him Chico Vlemvlem, because we came to talk about the country, information regarding the country. Then you tell us about Father Loken cooked cabbage. Are you a chef? And in Liberia, we don't know about chef. We know about Chico. So if you Chico Vlemvlem, you go write letter against a network, referring to us as people. And all the information you gave them, you cannot point to one thing we have done wrong. And then you order an independent institution. We are watching the PUL. You order them to come for a meeting. You gave them the time and venue instead of requesting a meeting with them. So we know now whether PUL working for you or they are an independent body. That we'll see. But I will close by saying to you, Dr. Francine, we are in difficult times. And as I speak to you, Councillor Verdio, just as he broke the other news, between now and Sunday, will break the Bataniswa news to the Liberian people. Of course, he will give you graphic, vivid, explanatory details on that. It is coming up. And they should prepare themselves for it. As well as you saw Sheikh broke a very important news here that the police cannot deny. This guy you were looking for, he and the 3 guys that committed this armed robbery is the guy going to you 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Okay.
And Sheikh is credible in that Sheikh was an agent of the government security apparatus at the top level. Wow. So he has his files. So there is no way now the government can say that they did not rearrest the perpetrator of the armed robbery along with the others. I want to see how they do that. So I want to close by saying thank you to all of you. And I think what you say, Leo, there's a presentation.
Yes.
We'll see.
Yes.
Because Leo came on this platform wearing t-shirt. Now every day in 103-degree weather, Leo wearing costume.
Leave our fellow panelists, Befako. Before we
you don't even know where how you manage on 103 degrees.
You are in Ghana.
Leo, before you show the video, I want to announce that something just came in. Ruth DeLon just texted me and she said that there will be a meeting for Gloria Scott. They're going to be assembled at the Capitol building. They're asking people to wear all black on Thursday to present a statement of solidarity from the women. So this came in the aftermath of Yeke accusing the women of Liberians of not doing anything. So the women are saying that
let's be very clear. Yeah, the women that put out this statement, that not the same women that were contacted by the Ministry of Gender allegedly to go protest based on the book. So Representative Yeke was saying those women that wouldn't spoke out regarding that book, we want to hear from them.
Yeah, thank you, Sanamata. So go ahead, Leo. I just wanted to make that announcement. Please meet women at the Capitol building on Thursday to present a statement of solidarity from the women of Liberia.
Say all women in Liberia. You can make a team fan. You probably know propaganda now.
I tell you, our class.
All women in Liberia, please go to the Capitol building to present a statement that you're not safe. What the time say again?
They say, they tell me the time here. Oh, they just said my
time. 1 second. The time is.
All the women are going to the Capitol building.
This is at the legislature begins Thursday, 6 a.m.
6 a.m. in the morning.
Y'all go tell the people
in the morning.
The men and Katie, y'all go there.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Leo. Let's go. Please play out this wonderful job.
Good day, can you play the video, please, if you haven't?
Good day. Please play the video. Thank you.
Good day. Go to Italy.
y'all don't can't. You don't got a video. Good day.
Are you there, Good day?
Yes, I don't have the video. These are the only pictures that you sent.
It's in the chat room. We put a video in the chat room since today.
You know, good day, let Italian get the Italian video.
Okay.
I'm coming.
If you see it, anyway, let me just talk. But did you see it? You see it?
Mm-hmm.
Once, I'm there. When I get there, I'll pull it up.
Okay. Go ahead. You talk to us, Leo.
So I'll just let everybody know over the weekend on Sunday, to be specific. The last time, a year ago, I like to say this, we had a fundraiser in Monrovia. We had a fundraiser in Monrovia for this project, and I'm pleased to say we raised over $59,000 all Liberians right in Monrovia about a year ago. So this year we decided to do a second event, this time around only for ordinary community people. It was not a fundraiser. Everybody was welcome. We had some snacks, we have food. We have over 20 schools represented. And it was an amazing day at the Painesville City Hall. We're hoping that in the next 4 months, the roof of the project will be completed. So by the end of the year, we are hoping we might be in a situation where we're just doing the inside furnishings. For those of you who may not know, it's a $2 million project that is having a comprehensive learning center going out that will host or house a public library, a dedicated children's library, a small business incubation center, an indoor recreation facility, and we will be assessing the current Painesville City Hall, either for renovation or depending on what shape it's in, we will make a decision as to what we would do. But the entire compound, we'll be putting in 2 new buildings and renovating the current City Hall that's actually there. So I don't know if you have the video now, James.
I'm from the Boston International School System, and I am a student of grade 11. And student Ellen Success Bozo from Ever Baptist Church School. Currently in the
You know that James State. And by the way, those of you who have been asking me how you can contribute.
I am the Peaceville Seventh-day Adventist High School in the 11th grade. I'm Mary C.G. Azo from the Kings and Queens International School. I am an SSS2 student.
Anyway, good to have you guys. Amazing to have you guys. And I want you to speak from your heart. How does it feel like going to school in Liberia? And have you ever experienced what a public library is?
Actually, I've never really experienced what a public library is, but I wish we had the experience there. Like watching movies, doing some research, I see that public libraries may be the best for us as students because it provides free access to books for us to do research as students coming up in Liberia. For me, I see public library is one of the best things you can offer to us because we don't have a public library in Liberia. And some children don't really have any libraries in their school. So if we have a public library here, we don't have to go to school before we do assignments. We can just move into our houses and then come do our assignments, do research, and just pay attention to our lessons instead of other things.
So the question is, have you experienced a public library before?
No, I haven't, but I think it's a great idea for the platform to be created. Because in Liberia, we see students already have access to doing their assignments. Like some of us, our parents don't have the money every day to buy new tablets. We all know it's very costly in this country. Are increasing. So the creation of a public library will help kids, will help young Liberian students to have easier access to do more research and read current events that are happening with books. Thank you.
Well, as for me, I've never been in a public library before. I haven't experienced from a librarian, but it will also be a good thing for us students. Imagine, how can you just sit down at your house, sitting idle, nothing to do? That is what leads to stealing, smoking, drinking, and fornicating. Instead of doing those other things, as for me, I love reading. Sitting, I love reading. Any type of book you give me, I will read. Reading is like a hobby. Instead of sitting and looking at TV, watching nonsense and so on, I can just sit, type out the current event of Liberia and the world at large, read new books, find out about new things, even read ahead of my teacher in the class.
So, I wanted to highlight a few things. Everybody on this stage, all of the students you see here, I say to you, they've never experienced.
All right, good day, thank you. Good day, thank you. That's it pretty much. Thank you, good day. Can you, good day, can you also put the renderings up? Someone ask it just so they can see the picture of it. But thank you, everyone. It was a wonderful time with the kids. They were on fire. I can tell you that. They were not fooling around. They didn't hold back any punches.
For me, I think they should turn the culture over to those students.
Where is it located?
Right on the compound of the Pinsville City Hall. If you look in the back there, you'll see the Pinsville City Hall right there.
Okay, it's nice, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic job. Fantastic.
I'm telling you again, you gave the country to those students. They sound very smart, very articulate, and patriotic.
Yes.
And they want to learn. Not the other people who don't want to learn anything, Chico Flynn, and then telling their station to shut down. How will people see these kind of things?
Yes. Yes. So I want to just tell Liberians, thank you for joining us. It's always a pleasure having you here. All of the panelists, thank you for joining us. If you need to support Leo's endeavors, the thing what he's doing in Liberia for Liberians and the young people, please contact him. He'll be glad to give you additional information. Thank you guys tonight.
I bought my pepper spray today.
Oh, good job. Yep, I got my own too. No, I got my own too.
Yes,
So
I got my pepper spray.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, do you need one?
What now? What pepper spray for what in there?
To protect yourself,
oh no, but you know someone else.
I don't trust the American police. I don't trust the American police.
I'll tell you later. I gotta go.
Well, man, see you guys.
Okay,
good night.
Yes, bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, folks, we want to say thanks a lot to all of you out there for being a part of this edition of the program Spoon Talk. The invitation is yours to join us tomorrow for another great edition of the program. Until that time, I'm Nelson Collet. James Goodeflomo has been here as well, producing from the back end. Have a good night.
What is happening in Liberia?